So, we're back on the Mana Symbol channel. We've got the one and only Jacob Cumiskey, ThePenSword, who is here to coach me playing some Blue Moon. Let it rip, Jacob.
Hi, I play Blue Moon in Modern and basically nothing else, but the trade-off is I'm pretty good at it, so I will be guiding Zach through a league with Blue Moon, and tomorrow I'm going to be playing Velomachus turns.
Yeah,
so
which should be a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Blue Moon as an archetype just generally refers to a blue-red control deck. As you can just see visually, it's a bit more blue than red. Realistically speaking, you're playing a blue-based control deck that's splashing red for Lightning Bolt, and of course the titular card Blood Moon, which says non-basic lands are mountains. And of course the reason you'd want to play this in Modern is because there's all sorts of people running around with degenerate mana bases that you can horrifically punish with this card. Even two-color decks sometimes get totally shut down by this, right?
Also Urza's Saga.
Yeah,
I hate that card.
I mean, in Modern terms, there's even more things, right? I mean, every time a new set comes out, there are more non-basic lands that people want to play. And every now and then, mana bases get too greedy, and the Blood Moons come out and remind people that basic lands are very important.
Mm-hmm. There's these cool art for basic lands. People should play them.
Yes,
I'm here to lay down the law.
Mine are very artless right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Moto.
Quality Moto. But
dude, new Secret Lair idea. Secret Lair, no art.
Yeah. Actually, I was joking with a friend about that. Every time this happens, I was like, it's your idea for Magic cards. This is how we make them better, more budget-friendly, is we just don't pay artists because we just don't have art.
Dude, give it like 5 years and it'll be a thing.
I mean, the full text ones were, and that was just a meme from like one of the Magic custom channels. So the full text lands, I mean, it happened, so...
Yeah, I'm fully prepared. Anyway, Blue Moon.
Yeah, so Blue Moon. And so we've got Counterspells, we've got Archmage's Charms. No Cryptic Commands anymore. That card has been a bit sort of outclassed in Modern, which is fine. You can play it. Like, it is a thing you could play a couple of copies of, but at the moment it's just a little tricky. Snapcaster Mage is, of course, kind of like it hangs out in this 2-drop category. It's not. It's really more of about a 4-drop most of the time. 3 at the very minimum. And
it's definitely a 3-drop against blue-white control on turn 3 because you throw that 2-1 down and you're like, now I'm the beat-down nerd.
Right, exactly. And so the thing about Blue Moon that's really, really difficult, actually, is you are a control deck, but you're not the biggest control deck. There are control decks that are bigger than you, and you have to know fairly quickly in those games how you intend to play that game out in order to win. And on the flip side, when you are being a controlling deck, you can pivot into killing your opponent fairly quickly with Bolt, Snap, Bolt, everyone's favorite line. Lightning Bolt them, then cast Snapcaster Mage, cast the Bolt again, and then hit them for 2, which is 8 damage, which they maybe didn't see coming at all. Or in Modern terms, we've got Murktide Regent, which is just a big thickums.
Yeah, it's probably the best threat Blue Moon's had ever.
Yeah, and I mean...
it does get some splash damage from it being played in tempo, though, and everybody gunning for that deck.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would say that this is almost just an improvement on... you had a version of Blue Moon after Eldraine came out that was playing a lot of the adventure creatures, Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Borrower, and this version is just, like, instead of playing those guys that are unique and different from each other, and sometimes you wish you had one when you have just get the huge ass Gurmag Angler when you need it, and then everything else gets to be very efficient and flexible.
Which is a good segue into Prismari Command.
Oh, yeah.
Which, oh man, I know that this technically only has one way to generate mana, like on the card with the Make a Treasure, but if you're playing Murktide Regent, that loot ability makes your Murktides cheap and fat, which is exactly where we want them to be. You know, just discarding cards, putting them in the graveyard, delving them away with Murktide. It's really easy to do with Prismari Command. And also, everyone's running artifacts, so you get to do your best Culligan's Command impersonation in those matchups.
Yeah, Prismari Command, my heuristic with this card is if the loot mode, draw 2, discard 2, plus Make a Treasure, is not something that your deck wants to do, then you probably don't want to play this card. Because the Call Against Command mode is insane, but it does come up more in the current Modern than it did pre-Modern Horizons 2. So it is like more desirable now than it was back then. But like, for example, the Through the Breach deck, the blue-red Through the Breach deck, loves this card.
Yeah, getting rid of your extra Emeralds is heaven on earth.
Or or even just digging you towards one, like on turn 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, you're like, okay, next turn I really need to hit them with the Emrakul and I'm missing one of the pieces. Let's find it. Also, give me a leg up on mana so that if I have them both in my hand, I can do this on turn 4.
You get to breach people on turn 4 with that card, which is really funny.
Real good. This deck doesn't quite get to do that, but as you've mentioned, and I didn't really, because I'm not experienced as much with Blue Moon, I didn't really consider how important it can be sometimes to just loot away certain cards that are not good in a particular matchup. So, like, if you run into control, just tossing an extra lightning bolt at certain points in the game for a better card is important. Versus, and you have Snapcaster Mage too, so any spell you throw away, don't worry, it'll come back later if you need it.
Yeah, like there might be a game state where that Opt or that Thought Scour you threw away is really, really valuable on like turn 12. And if you dump it in the graveyard, you're just one Snapcaster Mage away from using it again. And if you manage to destroy like any permanent with this card, be it an artifact, a low toughness creature, whatever, the loot mode, looting is almost as good as drawing a card in this deck because you have so many cards that are just dead in certain matchups. Like, let's say you're against a deck with Cavern of Souls and there's just 2 counter spells rotting in your hand. Right. Dumping those for 2 fresh new cards, I know it's not technically card advantage, but boy, does it feel like it.
Right. No, I mean, it's not, but it might as well be, right? Because the other cards were dead. Let's talk about your sideboard, because there's a few unconventional choices here that are maybe worth delving into. So Flusterstorm is very standard right now because you kind of need this against specifically the Cascade matchups. This is one of the best cards to use to beat one of their null cost spells, either Living End or Crashing Footfall. So that's fine. Aether Gust, just generally pretty okay. Obviously, Amulet Titan is mostly dead as far as challenge level competition goes for the moment, but never count it out. I haven't seen the body, and I'm sure Titan will be back, but just generally speaking, red and green spells, this is going to be useful. Tarmogoyfs are real hard for this archetype to kill sometimes, so this is helpful there. Anything else?
Getting rid of Footfalls is a really good use for that card. Yeah. Sometimes against the tempo decks where just Counterspell's not going to cut it because they're on the play and they're just beating you down with Ragavan and Dragon Rage Channeler. Just even being able to put like a annoying red creature on the top of their library.
Elementals, Fury and or Omnath.
Yes.
Send it back.
This will save your life against Elementals because those guys absolutely run Cavern of Souls. Yep. And just being able to send those suckers back to the top of the library is great. And you're also running Thought Scour, so if you really, really don't want to run into that guy again, you can always just target them with the Thought Scour and mill it away. It's kind of an unconventional line, but it comes up every now and then.
Sure. Mystical Dispute has actually had a bit of a resurgence recently because this is actually a really good way to deal with Murktide Regent against the blue-red Murktide deck. And it's obviously always good in early game counter wars. And against a deck like blue-white, as I mentioned, we kind of have to be the one dictating the pace of the game. Otherwise, we are going to get buried. They just have things like Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, or the even more important Teferi Time Raveler. So in our brief discussions...
I don't care about Hero of Dominaria. Like, draw your cards, nerds. Like...
hopefully you're about to kill them if they resolve that, and you're letting it happen. But Mystical Dispute lets you fight an early Time Raveler, and Time Raveler is really, really annoying for this deck. So what's up with Surgical Extraction?
All right, so this might not be correct. This is probably the spot that is the most controversial in this list, but there's a lot of decks running around right now that kind of depend on like 1 or 2 key cards. You have all the Suspend decks, right? You got like Living End, you got Crashing Footfalls, you got that really weird Glimpse deck. I don't know if anybody's still playing it anymore. Yeah, Glimpse of Tomorrow.
Yeah, they're mostly getting knocked out by the splash hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to know. But when I built this deck, they were really, really prevalent. And I got sick and tired of countering like one of those suspend spells, and then they're like, how about another one? So you just surgical them and their win conditions become really, really anemic. Like, if you get rid of their footfalls, you can deal with
they're just trying to kill you with Shardless Agents. It's like, whatever, dude.
It's like, oh no, 3 mana 2/2, that does nothing. So that's mostly where this comes up in. You know, obviously it's good against Graveyard Hate, but it's also weirdly kind of, I bring it in against Tron because we don't have a lot of good main deck cards against Tron. And if you manage to mill over a single Tron piece in the early game with Thought Scour and surgical them, it's like surgically a Cascade spell or like a suspend spell against the Cascade decks. It's a lot harder for them to win. So it's kind of maybe a bit too spicy, but I've liked it so far. There's one time I've brought in Surgical against Tron and I've actually regretted it, but I Thought Scoured them 3 times and didn't hit a Tron land, but most of the time it works great.
Right.
So that's mostly for the decks that just really, really depend on one spell, and you just want to counter that spell once and be done with it. I know it's technically card disadvantage, but being able to make the match that much easier is just valuable. Also, It's a free spell, Murktide Regent.
Right. Cool. Third Blood Moon makes sense. Kozilek's return. Returning with the ThePenSword with your 18, about 12-month out-of-date knowledge, but I've actually watched you play this card, and I've been fairly impressed with it. Most people are not expecting an instant speed Pyroclasm, and especially one that's going to kill as many Sanctifier Envex as they have. Mm-hmm. So this is really good against Hammer Time, right?
Yeah, this is against Hammer Time, basically any white deck. We have a hard time tapping out anyway, and Anger of the Gods would have normally been in this spot. But I'd rather have my Wraths be instant speed, and all the people playing white are like, well, Blue Moon can't beat a pro red card, and then you just bring in Kozilek's Return, and they overcommit to the board. It happens a lot in Hammer Time, where it's like, I'm just going to play out all my permanents, Sanctifier, some Ornithopters, and then you just play this, and it's really hard for them to come back against that. So, yeah, it's mostly for Hammer Time.
Right on. Just to warn you, you are now on screen. I managed to figure out how to do it.
Nice. Hello, chat.
So you are now kind of nested in beside me.
I will make sure not to do anything embarrassing on screen.
Well, I mean, you can if you want. If you point to, I'm going to assume your left, you'll be pointing at me. Yeah, exactly. So that you're pointing at me right now, which is funny.
This is Zach.
That it me.
This stream just got 300% better looking. Everybody's complimenting my face today. I love it.
Jen and I loves to flame me. Anyway, Kozilek's Return. And I think the most important thing to remember about this card against Hammer Time is, in a lot of cases, against experienced Hammer Time players, you're going to be keeping up your mana all the time. Which means they're going to try to very slowly whittle you down with their little creatures, and they're not gonna just toss in a hammer for no value until they have to, until you make sure that they're like, okay, I have to do it right now or I'm gonna lose. And that's where Kozilek's Return really kind of gets them sometimes, is they're kind of trying to nickel and dime you with this wide board, thinking, aha, I've got this hammer as backup if they ever try to start killing my creatures. And then you just Pyroclasm them and they're like, uh-oh, I guess I'll save one creature with a hammer. And then hopefully at that point you have something like Prismari Command or Fire Ice, Archmage's Charm to blow them out on that play. So
yeah, that's exactly it. It's a counterplay to their counterplay.
Right.
So Hammer Time's already a pretty fine matchup because we run 4 Prismari Commands, but the 3 Kozilek's Returns just puts them in the dirt.
Right, and it's not to say that you can't lose that matchup, because of course you can't.
Oh, I've lost it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Infect. Sometimes they just kill you, and there's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, there are those decks that exist, but it is statistically infrequent, and this is it is going to be a pretty good matchup for you when you do run into it. And then
Yes,
2 relics.
exactly.
Relic is just really good against the Dragon's Rage Channeler decks in general. Just all of them. Just blanket across the board. Black-red, Jund, blue-red, just anything that's running Dragon's Rage Channeler, just put this down on an early turn and just start chipping away. My personal hedge is that I'd rather play a third... Oh, my light's going out. Third Surgical Extraction rather than a third Relic rather than the third Surgical Extraction. But, that's like...
I think that could be correct.
Yeah.
Like, the Surgical is definitely just me being cute and, like, confirmation bias being like, haha, it has worked, so I will keep playing it.
Yeah,
It might just be good to play a third Relic. That way you have it in the matches where you really want it.
Well, the thing is, there's more value in an early Relic in the matchups where it's valuable than there is in an early Surgical in the matchups where that's valuable. Like, you can draw Surgical over the first couple turns against these Cascade decks because they're not doing it right away. Whereas Relic on turn 1 against these DRC decks, they're like, oh god, every time I put something in the graveyard, it's just getting chomped away.
Yeah.
But
Also, it buffs your own Murktide Regent.
it does.
So if you play that after you play a Murktide, you just got, like, this thing that you can crack at any point to pump it.
Yep. So anyway, we are now hopping into this league, and I'm going to be doing my best to sort of come up with a line of some kind, and then, of course, listen to your wise input, Jacob, if that is appropriate.
I have never done this before, so forgive me if my coaching skills aren't the best, but
Hey,
I will
just
try
think
to
of
do
it
a good
as
job.
like we're closer to peers or friends at this point, where you have more experience on this deck than I do, but but again, I'm gonna defer to your knowledge because these one of the hardest things about Magic and playing mid range or control decks in general is once you start making decisions on early turns, the number of branching decision points becomes like just unsolvable. I mean, you're like, oh, if I had done this, then I would have done better. It's like, yeah, but if you'd done that, they would do this thing instead of that thing, and then like you don't have any idea where it went, and the whole time there was hidden information. So it's not like you can even solve 100%.
Yeah, the whole thing, like even something as simple as an op can like spiral you towards the bad end, where you're like I'm not going to make a visual novel reference, but yeah, the branching decisions are really, really a thing with this deck. So even sequencing your cantrips, something as simple as what land you play on turn 1, can have drastic ramifications over the course of the game. And these games typically will go long. So it's something you got to keep in mind.
Yeah. And just a public service announcement once again. If you are having problems with your Magic Online client, memory leaking and building up lag, just do what I did. Go to the settings, turn off all the sound. I am not joking.
That helped. Nice.
It didn't help. It solved the problem. So, like, if you compare the way the memory leak would build on my computer compared to almost anyone else you see streaming, and you realize none of them would play with game sound on. And it turns out there's a reason that I never heard anyone say. Okay, so in the dark on the play, this hand is real mediocre. In my opinion,
I'd ship this.
Yeah, in my opinion, in Modern we can do better, and we probably should try. This is
we're gonna draw lands and feel terrible. This is great.
I'm gonna keep this right because double Thought Scour. I mean, I can even ship a Thought Scour because this is what 5 cards in graveyard by turn 2. This is a turn 2. At least 4/4 Murktide, but it's probably going to be 5 or 6. Yeah, not that we have to do that, but we can.
Yeah, we have that option if we're in a matchup where it behooves us to be aggressive. Then it's nice having that thing that we can do, or we can just hold up Counterspell or Fire and Ice. I'd keep this and probably ship the second Thought Scour and just keep our interaction and our threat.
Mm-hmm. And we're probably going island into Steam Vents.
Well, we should play Flooded Strand first. That way we make them think we're blue-white control, and then on their instep we can just scour ourselves.
Yes.
Because if they think we're blue-white, that might influence their turn 1 decision a bit.
Right. If they're trying to play around a prismatic ending.
Mm-hmm. They might just like not play their threat if they think we're blue-white. Well, the jig is up. We just Thought Scour now, right?
Yeah, because they can't take the Murktide.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a lot of turn 2 removal in this format
No.
that can kill Murktide, so I kind of like just going in against Urborg deck. I kind of like just slamming Murktide.
It is a Lurrus deck, and I'm trying to think of like, are the Urborg Lurrus decks going to be playing Terminate?
Still, we gotta make them have it. It's like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 anyway. Oh, Alex has got a good read. Pox. Smallpox.
Ooh. Yeah, it could be smallpox.
Is it probably better to
wait? Yeah, I would wait, actually, now that I think about it, because if they go flagstones into pox, we just lose this game.
Right. But in this way we've played it out, we can counterspell. And I probably could have upkeep.
They know about the counterspell, though, so they're probably not going to play their most deadly thing ever. Right, okay, it's not pox. We're fine.
Might be Spike's black-red deck. Oh, this is
that is an
easy ice, right?
Yeah, I'd ice that. Like,
so obviously we can kill it, but the reason we're icing is to try to get our land drop.
The Ragavan players always have a second Ragavan anyway. I wouldn't opt here. I think we just slam Murktide, because if we whiff, that sets us back so far.
Right. Okay, yeah, I didn't have enough anyway. Are there any of these spells we want to keep in for future Snapcaster?
What's our graveyard look like? We got Thought Scour, Counterspell. Yeah, there's nothing we want to keep.
Yeah, I mean, like, Fire Ice is kind of something that I want to keep, but like, let's just get a 7/7 because this is immune to Unholy Heat, so they have to 2-for-1
valuable.
If they don't have it specifically Terminate, and usually these lists at maximum play like 2, so.
If they go Kroxa here, I kind of like discarding the second Prismari Command.
Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I mean, we can't even cast the first one, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. That's brutal.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you can't play around.
That's pretty decent though.
Yeah,
because we can Prismari Command at beginning combat.
Yep.
And make a treasure.
Yeah, shock make a treasure.
Yeah, I think that's the line.
Yeah, well, you don't want to rummage when you have this few cards in hand and your opponent's already playing an attrition style deck.
And that treasure could end up saving our skin down the line.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if it will, but...
Well, the most important thing about the treasure at the moment is that if we draw a Blood Moon, we'll have double blue available.
Yeah.
Because Blood Moon will shut off their black entirely.
That's another thing I forgot to mention during, like, the deck breakdown is, like, sometimes you have to play Blood Moon early, and it kind of screws your mana a little bit, but then while you're in this weird game where nobody's casting any spells, you can just... wow.
We'll just
I wouldn't cast Opt.
Yeah.
They're not going to take Opt anyway. They're going to take Counterspell because they want to cast their value card.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just opt and do a Blood Moon, and then, you know...
Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Wow, no. Huh. They took Prismari Command.
Well, we're just going to opt here. I think this means they have a second piece of discard before they play the Lotus.
I wouldn't tap Island.
In case we do draw the Blood Moon, of course, because what we're trying to draw is the Blood Moon. I think if they took Prismari Command, they kind of want us... They kind of want to play something that won't die. Right.
Maybe like a Voidwalker or something. So I'd keep the Bolt. Sure. Like, they took that for a reason. I know we're kind of like we're one
Archmage's Charm away from starting to kind of pull back into this game.
Yeah, that's my mentality.
The only thing we need them not to draw is Kroxa.
Yeah, Kroxa would be... we'd have to draw Blood Moon, like, immediately.
This looks like Lurrus. Oh, this is Animate Den.
Goody, we get to bolt something. Wait, no main phase, because they could tap it and cast Ragavan.
Oh, my bad. I don't know why I have a main phase stop there. It was for some other reason.
Hang on. Yeah, we need to do that at the beginning of combat.
No, I have a stop for beginning combat. I just don't know why it didn't go to beginning of combat. I had a main phase stop, but I don't remember why. Don't worry about it.
I Thought Scour here in case we draw Murktide.
Sure.
That way we can play it and protect it.
I should have tapped the... Snap's a great draw.
Yeah. Value.
Walius.
Some juicy card advantage.
We ought to make Walio. Opponent plays nothing. We're happy to sit here.
Yeah, because like K command's something that's kind of brutal here.
Yeah,
so
we definitely want to have
I think we
on it.
just wait.
I mean,
Yeah,
more lands is
no
more
point in
better.
sandbagging.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the next one I would, because we in theory you can snap a Prismari Command, and that's not card disadvantage in the same way. They have a Voidwalker.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we just counter it, right? And then we have Snapcaster.
I feel like we could snap just Lightning Bolt and save the counterspell for Luris, because we don't want Luris to hit the battlefield.
Yeah. Agreed.
At all.
Yeah.
And we don't put void counters on anything this way, right?
Agreed.
They'd
Unless
have to,
they
like,
kill the Snapcaster in response, but
then that's card advantage for us, right?
Yeah.
And I like Bolt here because we still get to hold up Counterspell.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to how fast the client moves right now. They get a void counter on the Bolt. No, this is going to exile. So the flashback replacement is going to send this to exile, so Dothy Voidwalker doesn't get to send it to exile. We're just letting this go. We can't counterspell this when we know they have Luris in hand.
Yeah, they want us to, but we're not going to take the bait.
Yep. I'm going to hold this.
Yeah, I'd sandbag this.
Yeah. Well, and it's just not necessary for anything in the deck.
Yeah, the only thing it's good for is like Hall of the Storm Giants, but if we draw that, we have enough lands to activate anyway. Well, enough mana sources.
Yep. All right, they're going to peek at this draw, so they know we have this, but that's okay. I don't know what they're going to do about it.
There's some incentive to main phase this in case we draw Murktide, so we could go Murktide, hold up Counterspell.
My bad. I'm just getting antsy about the fact that some of our talking points have pushed us down on clock. Which I know this is like obviously more of a learning stream than a winning stream. I really don't care if we 0-5.
I think we just let this hit us.
All right.
I think drawing two's more. Actually, let's draw two and then decide.
Sure.
Because if we draw like a bolt or something,
yeah, we just spew there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter tapping Islands now because I'm not about to play a Blood Moon before I untap.
Yo.
I mean...
Oh, no! Yeah, maybe we should have played the land. See, that's some of the times you want to main phase the Archmage's Charm.
Right. No, I totally agree. I just plowed off to their turn without even thinking about it. I think we just take the hit now, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. We can't let go of Counterspell.
The worst thing for us that they could draw is, like, Snapcaster, and it's not even that bad here.
No, they can't even play Murktide.
No, they can't play Murktide. That's why I'm not worried about it. Same with Archmage. They had a Blood Moon. They're not playing that. It means we are down.
Come on, opponent. Do
it. Come on, opponent. Be a psycho.
Your storm count, opponent. That's relevant.
All right. I'm going to self Thought Scour end of turn.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Definitely don't want to ever Thought Scour them.
Yeah.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah, can't play that here, but that's fine. I'm gonna hold the Steam Vents now. Oh, perfect. So
I'd play Island. Yeah,
we're gonna shock the monkey and probably Rummage.
Yeah.
Although I can cycle that first. We'll see what they play. There's lots of ways this could go.
How many cards do they have in hand? They got 5. Ah, boo. I'd counter this.
Yeah, it sucks. But maybe they assume we have a second counter.
Yeah. I guess we can kill Luris with Prismari Command and then Rummage. 2 Thought Seizes would be very sad. It would make me very sad. Hi, Mopa. Hello.
All right, here's our monkey.
At 3 cards, I think we tap it. I think we tap it.
And then we end step Rummage.
We might get more cards to Rummage with Prismari
right.
Command. Like if we draw another land here,
right?
That'd be juicy. Ooh,
Opt is fine too.
Yeah, I like Opt. I feel like this is going to be a main phase Opt, but I still like it. Or are they even going to get back here? Do they have any good
Just a
one
bobble.
drops? Just a bobble? That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we just go.
We'll draw an Archmage Charm and then just laugh maniacally.
Or otherwise. Target, draw.
Yeah.
Goodbye, treasure. Oh, nope. I need red mana still. I mistapped.
You were missed. See, that treasure did come in handy.
Oh, it always does.
Card's great. I kind of like ditching both Opt and Steam Vents.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 counter spells here is so
well, like,
good.
the monkey's going back to their hand, too, right? So, again, we're just in the situation where, like, yeah, if they draw a Croxa, we're definitely ultra dead, but other than that, we're fine. We could be...
We're 26 cards deep into our deck.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good draw. Alright, so...
what do we want to keep?
Thought
We definitely want to
Thought
keep
Scour.
Archmage's Charm.
I can get rid of at least one Prismari Command.
Yep.
And then I want to keep Archmage's Charm. I want to keep a Counterspell. I want to keep a... We'll just take out another Prismari. Then we have some
we
of
got
everything.
3 of them.
Yeah, we've got one of everything, basically.
Here's our clock opponent.
Like the
You
monk
got that
trying to
second
order a hot
Terminate?
dog. He just said, I'll keep one of everything. That's not exactly how that joke goes. This is 6 damage, resolves.
Yeah.
All right, you had one opponent, but do you have 2?
Yeah,
Right.
we know they got Ragavan in hand.
Correct.
So they need, like, just all burn spells.
Yep. I mean, they can dash this and hit us. Like, that will happen.
Yeah.
Like, we have to let it happen, right? And then if they flip a lightning bolt off our deck, they could put a Shizo. Yeah, like I was gonna block you. Oh, please, please give him fear. Thank you. Thank you, opponent.
No, I'm so afraid.
Well, the dragon is. We're not, but the dragon is.
Yeah. I really hope they rip the second Blood Moon.
Or a lightning bolt? No, they gotta land.
Dude, they
just gotta
milled
rock.
a land off the top of our library. Thanks, Monkey.
Yep.
Go, Monkey, go, go.
Go, monkey, go, monkey, go. Go, monkey, go, monkey, go.
Oh.
Sorry, I need my soundboard for the I'm a monkey sounds.
I don't think we main phase this one because we're already winning.
Yeah, no, we just crack in here with 2 counterspell backup.
Yeah, we're the beatdown now.
That's right. They never were, really. You had the 8/8 dragon going, oh, dear God, it's a monkey!
The monkey's got a sword.
You idiot, we've all got swords!
Yeah, I don't care about this monkey. They have to spend mana to cast whatever they want to cast. We don't have bounce spells in our deck, so, like...
No, we're not
It's
playing
whatever.
Prismari. They got a Steam Vents! You're just fixing
Yeah.
our draws, opponent. It's so good. It's so
I
good!
know. Ragavan's on the winning team. We can steal that.
I mean, we can. I feel like
Oh, they have 0 cards.
the 0
Yeah, do
cards,
whatever
like
you
all roads lead to Rome. I feel like stealing it would just be rude. You know what I mean? Like, let's just kill
I
them.
wasn't sure if they had another
No.
card in hand.
Yeah,
Because
like
if they had another card, I like just stealing it on their end step in case that last card's a
so. I like
sorcery
these,
speed card.
and I love these because they kill everything, but that we saw, but DRC. Although 3 is probably too many because
Yeah, I
they
wouldn't
have-
play 3 because
Yeah.
you can absolutely flood on those.
Yeah,
And unlike in Hammer Time, it's not guaranteed to be good.
right.
And because this is an attrition-based deck, they could just like Thought Seize you and be like, "Oh, Kozilek's return. Time to
Right.
play around that forever."
Right.
I love Fire and Ice here. I think that some number of the counter spells should be.
I
Aether Gust.
usually suggest Counterspell because it's only a 1-for-1 compared to Archmage's Charm being a lot more flexible. And the cantrips are good because they get you towards these more powerful cards sometimes. Is it crazy to want to trim a Murktide Regent? I'm sure it is.
They're absolutely bringing in more hate from Murktide Regent.
Right.
Here's what I'm saying. Is our opponent the kind of person to play around Blood Moon? Based on your impression of them.
Well,
in this
it's
match?
not even the
If
kind
so,
of person thing, though. It's like those decks just don't have that. They just don't have the... like. So we saw a good chunk of their deck, and we didn't see a single white source, which means they're not playing Prismatic Ending.
Good point.
And
good
they
point.
don't
There's
they
no way
don't
can deal
sideboard
with it.
the black enchantment hate. They don't.
I feel like if we're gonna have 3 Blood Moons, we need to keep the full amount of Prismari commands so we can dump the redundant ones.
Then I kind of want to cut out Murktide, because if we get a Blood Moon, that's a way better win condition than the Murktide almost.
I think so too. I think cutting out one of the Murktides is pretty good. And if we're gonna cut out Murktide on the draw, I like cutting out a Thought Scour too, because the main purpose that card serves is to facilitate Murktide.
I feel like you're going to be on the same page as me with this, but I have watched a number of people I really respect that play a lot of these kind of tempo decks, where in a lot of game twos you'll trim cards like Opt and Thought Scour because like you're bringing in more impactful cards, so you don't need to cantrip as hard to find your impactful cards. You just have more of them. You've sideboarded. Yeah. And
if we were going to do that, I'd take out another Thought Scour, because, again, less Murktides, but we already have 2 relics, so our amount of cantrips is basically the same.
Yeah,
because we can crack that relic to draw a card.
I don't feel super comfortable with cutting a third Thought Scour, just because, like, I've just seen you clunk up on Murktide Regents a bunch of times. Like, the number one cause of death in these decks right now is drawing too many Murktide Regents in the early game.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But I mean, this is fine. This is fine. This is not reprehensible at all.
We could take out a Prismari Command, I guess,
or one
and
Fire
just hope
Ice.
we don't draw multiple Blood Moons.
I think
I like that. They're probably going to overcommit to the board anyway.
I think it's really funny that last game we had at least 2 opportunities to Fire Ice and kill the monkey, and we were just like, nah, tap it. Just set them back on tempo.
Let's make them keep spending mana, right?
Yeah. All right, we have to ship this.
Yeah, we gotta. If that land was island, I'd probably keep.
And we send the extra Archmage's Charm here.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Well, it's just, I don't think we can afford to have 2. I mean, maybe we can afford to have 2, because as soon as we hit the 3rd land, like, they're very, very good. The problem is,
that 3rd land.
I have to keep Prismari Command, right? Because this is the only interaction we have, other than Counterspell.
I think Charm is the thing that we gotta ship.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Charm is one of the most powerful cards in the matchup, but then, you know, it's not super...
Don't worry, we'll fetch and then draw it again eventually.
Yeah, exactly. All right, opponent, have at us. Oh, they mulled to 6.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Well, 1, 2, 4 in hand, so they must have mulled to 6. They have 54 cards in library, so yeah, that helps.
Jacob,
we mulled.
In my new list, I'm gonna be running 1 monkey instead of second Brar, where I can see it. You just hit them with the monkey early game, and then they bring in all this removal for monkey, and you're like, you fool, I only had the 1.
You fool, it was legendary. You thought I was wealthy, but I'm very poor.
Yep.
So
I wouldn't play Paul.
Okay.
I'd play Flooded Strand in case we draw Fetch Land and Murktide.
Sure.
Off Thought Scour.
Makes sense.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
If we don't draw Murktide, this is...
I'm just paranoid since the first 2 times I played with cards from this cycle, and I'll always play them too late.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you want a Thought Scour in response here, or...
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Yeah.
Well, sure, it gives them more things to look at, but...
Yeah. And, like, if we draw a Murktide, they can't take it anyway, so...
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take the Archmage's Charm here, like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, they cannot take Fire and Ice.
Well, they can with this.
Now they can take Fire and Ice.
All right, opponent has put us on no resources.
So I used to play Boom Bust Goblin Dark Dwellers, Blue-Red Control, back before they changed the split card rules.
Right.
And the only way that rule change has ever been relevant is they can't Inquisition of Thoughtseize by Fire and Ice now. Other than that, I've just been salty about that forever, because they changed the rules to be like, yo, Amonkhet, isn't this cool? And it just never mattered.
Well, to be fair, one of the big impetuses for changing that rule was... All right, am I fetching an island here? Or do we want a second Steam Vents?
I'd fetch Island here.
Okay.
If we draw a red card, we can just play Steam Vents. Or we can be total Chads and just play the Steam Vents untapped to make them
I'm gonna play it tapped. I'm not
going
to bluff. Like,
okay. You don't have to bluff. Like, life total is important in this matchup.
Well, 1, life total is important, and 2, they've hit our hand multiple times. They know we have a counterspell. So they... Like, the only thing that's shocking that would be more telegraphing exactly what we oh goodness. So we're gonna discard Scalding Tarn here.
I like discarding Scalding Tarn, yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, life total.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a question in chat from Jean-Clee MTG.
ThePenSword is going to play You Are Murktide or stick with Blue Moon. I'm probably going to stick with Blue Moon. There's plenty of great Murktide players out there, and I enjoy playing Blue Moon a lot more. I know Blue Moon's the weaker deck, but at this point, if I'm going to play Magic, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. So Blue Moon all the way.
And there's no reason you can't play both. I mean, you can play Blue-Red Murktide anytime you want.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to make
Maybe the
this
answer
right?
is both. Yeah, I think we main phase opt, because if we draw Blood Moon, we just... Actually,
I'm pretty sure I'm keeping this, though.
Yeah, we're keeping Bolt.
Although, so they have a Crocs on their graveyard. They're one card shy of being able to bring it back. They put their Lurrus in their hand. There's 1 unknown, 2 unknown. So the only consideration I had for bottoming the Bolt is Bolt doesn't... Yeah, see, when this happens, Bolt doesn't really help. We have to counter this and hope that they just play the Lurrus here.
Uh-huh.
But then we're bricked on Croxa, so we gotta top deck something.
Don't worry, they're not gonna play a land. Never mind.
Oh god, we're so dead.
Yeah. How about we bolt ourselves to assert dominance and then concede?
Maybe.
Actually, I'm trying to think ways we can still win.
Oh, we just top deck a Murktide. It's bigger than Croxa.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're at 9. I mean, we're about to be at 13, but they're low.
I greedily look for opportunities to bolt myself.
Oh, sure. This is the exact threat we said this wasn't good against. I think we're good to pack it in here.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's too late. It's just
we don't want them discarding us and seeing that we brought in Kozilek's return.
Yep.
Because they are going to get got by that.
Well, hopefully. I mean, that game they mulliganed and it was discard, 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 discard Croxa. It's okay.
I think we just run it back.
Yeah. I'm comfortable. Damn, we've pumped up very quickly from 0 to 50 viewers. Thanks all for tuning in on this stream with the wonderful Jacob Cumiskey, who you can see on screen. Is there a way I can get this stuff off?
Where's my hat Hannah told me not to wear? Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I can get the stuff off your face.
You told me not to wear this hat.
That looks good.
Okay, that's fair. You asked me why I was wearing it in a confused voice, which is similar.
Well, you don't usually wear it on your own. So when we get serious, do you turn the hat backwards?
No, I'm way cooler than Ash Ketchum, which isn't saying much, so I don't turn the hat back.
Fair.
Ooh, I love this.
So this is a psycho keep, but I'm into it.
No, here's the thing. I love this for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Because they're going to be like, hoo, Inquisition of Kozilek, and then we'll just have 2 Blood Moons. But our hand is extremely clunky.
I mean, Inquisition can't take the one card we kind of desperately need.
Which is that, yeah. So here's the thing. I think there is merit in keeping it, other than being a psychopath. And it's that this is an attrition-based matchup. Right. Mulliganing against the Thoughtseize decks is terrifying.
Yeah, I agree.
So we just gotta hope that we absolutely
and we have a ton of live draws, right? A ludicrous number.
Them not playing anything turn 1?
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I'm gonna upkeep Fire Ice them.
I love that. I think that's a good idea.
We're Rhinos now, opponent. We're Rhinos now. All right, land.
What if we just play a
specifically red source? Oh, come on, deck.
Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. Or do Thoughtseize me.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Hopefully we draw a land here, because if we
come on, baby. They'll just leave the Blood Moons. They're not even going to try, right?
Here, which equates to 1 lucky person. Right? That's math. That's how math works.
I think we have to take our sum total of luck, though, and divide it by 2. I mean, I guess we're only playing 1 game, so maybe we do get to add it together. I'm not sure.
We took
miss.
Thought Scour.
Full miss. We got the ambush. All right, well.
So we just play a Snapcaster Mage on their end step.
Yep.
And hope it ends well.
I mean, again, we can still top deck a Blood Moon and put them in a very difficult spot. Like, if they play Dothy here, if they play Croxa here, if they like it, yeah, it's fine.
I still like just running out the Snapcaster.
Oh, we're going to.
Here.
I'm just saying, it's not like this doesn't make the situation much worse for us.
It's not.
It doesn't make it any better.
I feel fine.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yo, here we go.
Banger. And we still have the Prismari Command, and now they won't be able to cast any discard spells.
So we should hold back Snapcaster Mage in case
Ragavan?
That way they can make a treasure.
My bad.
Patience, Padawan.
Well, no, I mean, but they must top deck it, right? Because if they had it, they would have played it earlier.
Yeah,
I guess they could have drawn it last turn.
They could have drawn it. Yeah, we're set.
Yeah, I think we got this.
And
they can't play that Lurrus though. They bought a Lurrus they can't afford. They bought it on margin. That's what that's called.
Oh my goodness, we can Kozilek's return if they play Ragavan.
Yep. Opponent thought they were smart and thin, then they got Blood Mooned. Everyone's got a plan until they get Blood Mooned.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we just want to kill this, make a treasure, right?
Yeah, I think so. Especially considering it's attacking. There's an argument for looting here, but I kind of just like extra mana sources.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they have some weird
It does
cards.
mean we get to toss the blood. So this is going to go into exile, which is an important note for anyone who's paying attention. So, like, this Snap is not going to be able to rebuy that. But Snap rebuying Thought Scour or Fire Ice here may be more than good enough. That's an insane draw.
I love it. They are just completely hated out of the game now.
Yeah. Like, even if they... Well, we don't know that they're playing Dragon's Rage Channeler. We haven't seen one yet. I didn't keep up with the Spike deck in great detail, so I'm not sure if he was playing that or not. I know he's playing Ragavan, Dothy, Crocs. Like, I think they're on the Spike... Okay, so it's playing DRC, which is fine. Because it's just...
Still a really good thing to have.
I don't think we do anything at end step, huh?
No, let's just keep beating them down with this 2-1.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could block right now.
I like trading here.
Yeah.
It gets more cards in the graveyard for Murktide.
Right. Well, and, like, we're comfy playing a long game from this perspective. I don't think our opponent is. Like, they have to top deck a swamp at this point, which is speculative to say the best.
Man, Blood Moon's such a cozy card. You just curl up by the fire when one's in play. You know, you get your beverage and you settle in for a nice, comfy game of Magic.
Yeah, it's very similar to resolving Archon of Cruelty nowadays, where it's just like, listen, you're not beating this. There's just no world in which this starts attacking and my opponent wins the game.
It is different in one respect, though. When Archon resolves, your opponent normally concedes immediately after.
So can I snap fire here and ping Chandler, ping them for one? Just go pedal the metal?
Yeah, I think that's a wise play.
Yeah. Well, it's
even
more that
as like
the faster we get them dead, the less chance they have to draw out, right?
That's the mentality. Typically, if you got your Blood Moon down and their only way of winning is drawing a basic, you kind of want to be dumb and aggressive. Not too dumb. Not if they have a way to blow up the Blood Moon.
Never go full dumb.
You don't want to be like Kamina. You want to be like Simone. You want to be like dumb enough, but not too dumb.
So I can play a 4/4 Murktide here. Is it worth it? I think it is.
I think it is worth it, like, because it blocks Ragavan anyway, which is the one consideration for leaving up Kozilek's return.
Right, but, like, now I have this.
And it puts lethal on board.
Yeah, the more important thing to me was we put them Dobbs.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing with how I play Blue Moon. I don't think nearly as much as I should about, like, how can I win the game now? I think of how can I not die, and that's really something I need to get over to become a better Magic player.
I just want to make sure
thinking more about
I just want to make
Ragavan.
sure that chat sees this.
I know it's so good.
You see this, people? You see this? You know what this is right here? This is someone who hasn't played enough Magic.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
It's a rite of passage. Like,
well, and it's also like it speaks of a mentality where it's like, what? I'm playing the meta deck. I deserve to win. And like they didn't say that, but
was
like
playing this deck. How could it happen?
Right. Like today, I was playing Jeskai Wurza, and other than playing against one deck, I had an undefeated record, and that one deck was Boomer Jund. And guess what? My deck is not built to beat Boomer Jund. In fact, that matchup felt terrible. I was like, wow, I just can't do anything. They're just a pile of 2-for-1s, and I have no way to cheat a win out. Like,
yeah.
Other than top decking exactly, the other half of a combo sometimes, that's it. Ooh, Halsey, thank you for the 3rd month resub tier. You have been a wonderful contributing member to the Mana Symbol channel. Also, Blood Moon is good against their deck. It only plays one swamp. Spike has talked about it being soft to Blood Moon himself. Right, and Blood Moon's not popular in the meta, which, when you're metagaming aggressively, like people who are trying to stay on the top level, then sometimes you just open yourself to weakness and say, if I hit this matchup, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse to bitch at Eminem, Jean-Claude, because there's a social contract there between actual physical human beings. How does Blood... Moon should... This deck should have an okay matchup against Boomer Jund. The opponent I played against today fetched out so many dual lands.
It's so much better now than it was. Jund felt unbeatable like 2 years ago.
So we're here...
now that our threats and our interactions are better.
Are we on the play against Mason Clark? I think that's a known person, but anyway, this hand looks very reasonable. No companion, but like we're just gonna keep that one.
I really like this hand against no companion. Typically, ice is great against the decks that don't run companion. And fire is good against the decks that do.
Is Gruul Ponza with or without Karn actually a good pick again? I don't know, but it certainly will beat some of the top tier decks. They will just be eaten alive. Like, they'll just be like, oh, I guess I'm not playing any spells because you turn 2 Blood Moon me, and you're like, yep, yes I did.
Like, Blood Moon plus Stony Silence, which is effectively what Karn is, except it's a Stony Silence that wins the game, will just win you lots of games of Magic. You just have to be okay for having the clunky games.
We're against Murktide. Okay, we're against Blue Red Murktide.
Okay. Right.
So we know where we are, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lead on Flooded Strand into maybe end of their turn Island Opt.
Yep, that's the line.
And ideally, then hopefully the DRC doesn't flip and we get to fire.
Or they play 2.
Or a Ragavan.
Yeah.
And then I get to use my double kill button, which I think
because everybody loves dashing in Ragavan these days.
You won't be able to hear it, but this is my soundboard here. Oh, hold on. It of course, as soon as I clicked on Moto. Here's my soundboard, and we got the double kill ready to go there.
Nice.
The Quake sound effect. Double kill.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Do you prefer Quake or Doom?
I don't know. I just know the sound effect that I know, which is the double kill. With the
that's an honest answer. I also don't know because I haven't played either.
Oh, I played a bunch of Quake at an internet cafe when I was younger, but we never played Doom there because Doom was really more of a single player game. I think I'm gonna bottom this because I need to find a better answer for this than what I have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
they only have one land.
Yeah, they went to Psycho Keep, and they binned 2 Ragavans.
Wow, really?
I don't even...
No, they thought scoured.
They surveilled one, and then they thought scoured.
Yeah, because they're looking for a land, right?
They're just looking for land. Anyway, I think we go Strand. We could ice this if we're...
if they're stuck on lands, I kind of like icing the land, but maybe that's too greedy.
It's not how greedy it is, it's how relevant is it. Because, like, what are they doing with one land? They're going to cantrip again?
Yeah, and then find another. Or they could just draw a second land and then we look like fools. So, icing Dragon Rage Channelers probably much better. And
this way, I'm going to do this with my lands, just keep my life total where I can.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do it upkeep, because that means they definitely can have Counterspell. And then and then the other thing about going after their land is if their cantrip is an instant, which most of them are, they could just play it in response.
Yeah. Like, they run Opt, too, right?
Right, and bolts, and, like, they got tons of stuff.
Basically, every instant speed spell is a cantrip now, right?
So they hit land anyway, so that's good. Thought Scour, no problem. We won't see a Murktide this turn, but we do need to start trying to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. I think we main phase Opt trying to find a bolt.
Yeah. Bolt or Counterspell. Either works.
Right. Ideal draw would have been Archmage's Charm to just yoink this, but obviously,
like, welcome to the collective.
Yes, welcome to the collective. All right, I can Opt again, trying to find a bolt.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
At
ideal.
While their shields are down.
Yeah. Yes.
Yo, rewarded.
Champ.
It's these branching paths. You're gonna get to the good end where you get to kill all the Dragon Rage channelers. And
this is the best future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I was like, main deck spell.
I almost had a heart attack.
I got by a main deck spell pierce earlier this week.
They run exactly one spell pierce,
and sometimes, not always, sometimes.
And sometimes spell pierce. It's like, and sometimes why?
Exactly. And sometimes spell pierce. And it does mean that we're open to a thick Murktide just coming down.
They got like 2 cards in hand, though.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying, Yeah, how did they end up so shy on cards?
I don't know. Did they mulligan and we weren't paying attention?
I mean, so my log is covered. They mulled to 4.
They mulled to 4.
I missed it.
Oh my gosh. They mulliganed to 4 and we didn't notice. Well,
and
honestly,
they kept the
that's
1-lander. That make the Psycho Keep make sense then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're just gonna win this game by putting our thumb on them now. Like, we have Counterspell, Snap Counterspell, Prismari Command, Fire. Like, there's no way. What? Yeah,
we win the attrition war.
What is this? This is resolving.
That is low quality bait. That is.
Yeah, I guess so. Do I EOT Snap Opt attempt to?
I love that. Yeah.
And then if they counter it, do we counter the counter? Just get the 2-1?
No.
Okay.
This counter's super valuable. We got a second Snapcaster Mage.
Fair.
There's no point.
No, I was just asking because, like, yeah, you're right. Those other factors. Oh, keeping that.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to sound snarky.
No. I totally, like, the reason I ask things like that is because you are more experienced and you're always thinking bigger than I am, which is good. Like, that I am very much like, I'm an experienced-ish player, but, like, on something like this. Okay, so Tapped Hall is okay this turn, right?
Oh, yeah, Tapped Hall's really good. It's not that I'm I'm probably more experienced with Blue Moon. It's not that I'm, like, quote-unquote better or more experienced or any of that. I'm just infinitely more paranoid.
That's true. Just, like, you are wonderfully paranoid.
And not just, like, in Magic, but, like, life in general. So
yeah, you've said it on stream multiple times. You're like,
inclined to play this deck.
This deck plays to my strengths. Paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Like, where's the lie?
Okay, so they've got 1 card in hand.
It absolutely Counterspell, but we gotta make them have it.
Right. Well, and we can buy time with Fire Ice, Snap Fire Ice. Oh no, they didn't have it.
It wasn't even Counterspell.
Well, to be fair, they mulled to 4, right? Like, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just happy we're lucky.
Oh no, me too. I'm just like, I'm sure if they could have, they would have, right? But that would have been a pretty unreal draw.
They're probably just cracking Fiery Islet here, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, they need something. They need some level of momentum.
7/7. We just have this Hall of the Storm Giants.
I'm gonna Snap Opt again.
Yeah.
Just keep needling them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in bolting, which would be the other line. Although maybe we Snap Bolt. Hang on, what's their life total?
16. It's very high.
So 13, yeah, they'd be at 2 after an attack. And that's assuming they don't have, like, Unholy Heat or something. There's no point. We got this on lock.
Yeah, I mean, I think slow and steady is fine here.
Mm-hmm. Just because we have the awesome land that turns into a 7/7 doesn't mean we need to use it right now.
All right, so
that I think we
with Charm.
Yeah, I like Charm because then we still have Snapcaster Mage, Counterspell open.
We also open up Snap Charm now in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, like no matter what they do here, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go untap, attack for 2.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, interesting. What could they possibly flash back?
They have an iteration? They do. They have an iteration. That's what they're going to get.
I think countering this is fine. We can ice Murktide Regent at some point and just swing with our Hall of the Storm Giants. If their last card is exactly Murktide Regent, this could be extremely punishing.
Right.
Actually, we let this hit, and we kill the Snapcaster Mage with Prismari Command. Make a treasure. That way we just have more options on future
like, I'm
turns.
just thinking that they're going to cast the Expressive Iteration. We know that. So we just go snap, counter, and then fire and start cracking at them, right?
Yeah, I think that works.
Right. Do we want to shock for another red source? I kind of do. It means we're going to 7, but they're low enough on resources. I'm really not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about getting bolted out of this
also,
game.
If this is Blue-Red Murktide, this is probably their one snap. Maybe they have one more.
So the odds of them flashing back a bolt is
that's what I'm worried. Like if what we're worried about is getting burned out, it's not a high chance.
Yeah, I think getting a second red source just so we can go nuts with these Prismari commands is fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I want to be able to play more than one red spell in a turn soon.
Yeah. Because again, the quicker we kill them, the less draws we can have at this.
Right. Magic Online, I would really like you to stop moving my zones around.
But that's so boring, Zach. Everything being
that
exactly
would
where it's
suggest good UI
to.
design.
My wife is a graphic designer, and like I showed her Moto once, and she's like, "Here's a list of everything wrong with this."
So we could go Shock Rummage instead of Fire. Do you like that better?
Yeah, because that way we don't need to spend mana on the Thought Scour to like dig deeper into our deck and maybe find a counter spell. Also, the second Prismari command just might not be useful.
Thanks for the follow there, Mickey Planeswalker. Can you look at Mickey's comment? Maybe I'm not reading it correctly.
I think it's technically better to use 4 Polluted Delta over Scalding Tarn in this deck since we don't have basic Mountain and Pithy Needle is decently relevant in the format with Urza's Saga. Another reason why that's a really good idea, Mikey, first of all, I completely agree with you.
Well, so but I think what he's getting at is we should use a split of the blue fetches.
Yeah.
Right? Not 4 Delta. We should use 2 Delta, 2 Tarn, 2 Flooded Strand, 2 Misty.
Running no Scalding Tarn, though, has more bluff potential in the early game. I don't know how relevant that'll be, but...
Wait, does it?
Yeah, running...
Isn't it the opposite?
I think if we play Scalding Tarn turn 1, they're more prepared to play against, like, Lightning Bolt and Murktide Regent and stuff like that. But against Polluted Delta, they might be like, oh, am I going to get Thought Seized?
No Scalding Tarn is his point. Yeah, I guess we could not play Scalding Tarn. That would be a very strange do. Anyway, I'm going to Thought Scour end step, see what we draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Okay, so...
That's fun.
Neither one of these individually can kill this.
Wait, they're just dead. They're just dead. It's their end step, right?
Yeah.
We ice Dragon Rage Channeler, animate Hall of the Storm Giant.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot about
them
the Hall. Yeah, I forgot about the Hall. My bad.
If they had one card left in their hand, then maybe I wouldn't do this, but we know we're good.
Yep. Smashy, smashy!
Yeah. Dude, this is why I love this deck. You just get to turn the corner.
Yeah, man.
Once everything's nice.
All right, so once again, we want these friends. I'm less inclined to want Kozilek's Return. It really only kills one card in their deck.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring that in.
These cards are very good. And then if we have more stuff to cut, Flusterstorm is my pick for what's coming in. Oh, Blood Moon's an easy trim, because they board in Blood Moon. There's just no point. And then what else do you like cutting? And do you want the Flusterstorms?
I do want the Flusterstorms on the draw. I think I cut 2 Counterspell.
Right.
Because they just get under us a lot quicker.
Sure.
And Flusterstorm sort of prevents that from happening. We can counter like expressive iterations earlier, stuff like that. We can protect our own Murktide Regent a lot easier. I feel like Aether Gust is better than 2 Prismari Command for a similar reason, because again, they just get under us and we need everything we can to stop that aggression.
Right, and Prismari Command is less useful once you've sideboarded because you have less dead cards to rummage away.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. We're going to get cards in our graveyard by interacting with them anyway.
Do you like cutting a couple Fire Ice because it is not super likely that you get to kill anything with it?
I really like Ice against Murktide Regent. Okay. If we get in a Murktide Regent...
We just need 2 more cuts. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
Oh, we need 2 more cuts?
Ooh, yeah, because you wanted the Aether Gusts, and I had not...
Right. Oh, that. Man, this is tough. Maybe we don't bring in the Aether Gust then. I thought we were at 60.
No, it's fine. The thing about Aether Gust is we have enough ways to kill their small threats, and most of the ways we have are generally more mana efficient. And then Aether Gust, when they have a Murktide, is like, oh, sad.
Yeah, it's nothing against Murktide Regent. Yeah, I think it's the weakest sideboard option, so I'm fine just submitting this.
Cool. I will be back in half a jiff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to collect my beans. Because while I am co-streaming, I also want these beans. One half a jiff later. Like Rocky and Bullwinkle narrator. How's this hand look? We can turn 2 Murktide if we draw a fetch land. It's not awful. Yeah, I really like this. I don't know if Zach saw this hand before he went to go jiff, but I think he's going to be happy when he comes back and sees it. Like, it stinks we don't have a Bolt in case they play turn 1 Ragavan, but if we get our Murktide down under a Counterspell, that's going to affect a lot of stuff. I recognize you from somewhere, but I can't place it. Oh, right. I stream every now and then, so that might be where.
All right. This hand's pretty good.
Look at this hand.
Pretty good.
Yeah. We get to potentially turn 2 Murktide, and if we can do that under their counter magic, that's going to be really neat.
That is not a monkey, which is good.
It's not.
Island?
I'd play Scalding Tarn.
Okay.
That way, there's a chance we can turn 2 Murktide.
Got it.
In case they, like, tap out or something.
Right,
like
so both of these decks have the hilarious thing of, like, we're both bad against Murktide.
Mm-hmm. While also playing it.
Yeah, well, of course. Blue-red has that weakness of, like, well, you can bounce anything, but if creatures get too big, they tend to be a little tricky.
This Darcy is still a 1/1.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm going to shock a Steam Vents.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No reason not to.
Depending on what happens, if they tap down at any point, we fire it.
Yeah.
If they attack us for 1, we'll take the 1 and then end step fire it.
Yep.
Because then we get a clear space on our turn.
See, I feel like I'm just saying yep a lot of the time because you get how to play this deck.
Oh, sure, but I really appreciate your input on, like, the finer points because that's what makes someone a master.
Yay! I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy
to have you here. It's like these are such fun streams to do. So they Flusterstorm, then they fetch. What is this?
I don't know why they did that.
Are they trying to flip it in response to their own counters? So that doesn't make any sense. They thinned before the Surveil? Opponent. That's what it was.
Yeah. That has to be it, right?
Yeah. So we're going to do basically the same play, except and the next turn we try to steal it.
Yeah. Or if they play 2,
Ooh.
and they only have 1 mana open, we maybe make them have the second Flusterstorm?
Yeah, not super likely, right?
Right. Like, I doubt they're going to play into...
I kind of want to try to steal it now.
Yeah, I dig that.
So I'll let them surveil as if, oh yeah, you're definitely gonna resolve all this, opponent. I have no say in the matter.
Yeah, they need exactly Mystical Dispute here, and if they do that, they tap out.
But the most important thing is they don't play a huge amount of 1 mana counter magic, because all the 1 mana counter magic is conditional.
Mm-hmm. If they don't hit a land here, we get a chance to Murktide.
MC Agrippa quoting ironic up in the chat.
Man, I love Bo Burnham. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, this is Alanis Morissette.
Oh, it is?
It's like rain.
Bo Burnham also has a song called Ironic.
I'm sure he does, yeah, but no, this is... It's like rain on your head.
Okay.
Alright, so... we can resolve a Murktide. We don't have a counterspell, but, like, what are they going to do?
Yeah. This game's locked up if we resolve.
It's a 7/7, which is just good enough. Thanks for the follow, Ganja Sensei.
That name fucking rules.
I
love Twitch names sometimes. Holy shit.
And we're definitely not having Delirium this turn anyway, so, you know. We'll just ping him.
We could have attacked with it first.
Well, we didn't have Delirium anyway, though.
Oh, we didn't? Oh,
no.
Okay, never mind.
No. It was a 1/1.
Okay, I thought we had Delirium for some
reason. No, we were missing creature... Well, we had instant sorcery land. Did we even have sorcery? No, we had 2. We had instant and land.
Magical. Oh my goodness. We should fire it now.
I was literally about to ask you, do we fire it in response while it's little?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny. I love that this is the right play. Oh, we got a surveil.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah, for sure. That's the joy of playing all these flexible spells, Zach, is you get to do some really ridiculous shit.
Oh, I agree with you.
Have it be optimal somehow.
Yeah, I built a deck that was kind of similar to this recently, and I had such a ball playing it. Do I want to shock make a treasure here?
I think that's a good idea. I like that.
Well, it's more that this means that I'm going to have the ability to play both bolts if I need to. Which I probably won't, right? But
it's possible.
Well, yeah, we could just double bolt upstairs right now, but I really don't like going down to 0 cards.
Oh my goodness, we had lethal.
Did we? How could we exile
Yeah,
the
we
bolts?
could have shocked, made a treasure, double bolted.
Oh, we could have shocked upstairs. Hilarious.
Amazing.
Chat lethal, baby. Missed lethal.
Oh! Cat, you mean the Green Eldrazi deck you beat me down to a pulp with yesterday? That deck was actually really cool.
So next co-stream with Tunneling Cat when?
I'd watch it.
Who wouldn't? It's got Kaya on it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I want to kill this now, right? While they have
I think so.
Less likelihood to have the...
It really stinks if they get Murktide here.
I mean, yeah, but it's...
It's not an unwinnable situation. It's going to be really sad, though, because we had
Yeah,
lethal.
we missed lethal. That's fine. Yeah, they got Murktide.
Oh, no. Well, it's fine. We'll just draw the second one, right?
Come on,
right?
Trade this one plus the bolt for that one.
Unless
we draw
can double
Fire
away our
Ice.
graveyard to
We
make
got
it
one
so
more.
big they have to jump block.
Oh, we can draw a Snapcaster, too. We have a punt counter, Halsey. It even has Homer Scream Doe when you use it. Well, it doesn't right now because I don't have Leorin board open. But hold on.
All right, good draw.
All right,
I guess
come on,
if they have
baby.
2 bolts, they could win.
We need a hot one. Bang. I said bang. That's not a hot one. So,
Oh my goodness.
attack? Or do we take the 8 and
I think
assume they can't kill us?
That's what we do.
All right.
We make
gonna
them
hold this
think
in
we have
case of-
counter magic, which makes them play a bit more conservatively.
Sure.
which hopefully buys us enough time to win. Because even if they have counter magic, if we draw a second Murktide, we can probably force a chump block. Although the same is true for them, of course.
Well, they're cycling an islet, so they certainly understand that they had more resources to play with than we did. No attack!
Yeah, and they're doing nothing. Love it.
Woof.
Yep, just keep sandbagging it.
Yep.
Make them think we're hot shit when we're done.
You can feel the fear, opponent. Oh no, they're gonna know our next draw is gonna be another Flooded Strand. Oh no, they did themselves.
Damn it.
They
can you imagine if our
ruse.
opponent bobbled us? Like, can you imagine?
Alright, so spew.
Yeah.
Spew.
Yo. I dig it. I dig it.
Bottom?
No, I think I put that on top in case the top card's a dud. And the
go again?
Card after that's really good.
Yeah.
Because we really just want Murktide here, right? Like a second one. Oh my goodness. Okay,
we're just gonna hold this
same
one.
Logic as before.
No, I don't want to spew more resources and look way too
diggy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't like. I want to think them to think like, oh, they found it. They got what they need now.
Word. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
I like that.
The more mana we tap down, the more likely they are to just try to kill us. Like just try to overload our spells. Well, I can't interact with that, so enjoy, opponent. We have 4 Archmage's Charm, but they have 4 expressive
Maybe the
iterations.
third opt gives away too much information. They're gonna feel really confused when we
Spell
opt on their
Pierce in
insight.
exile. Oh. Well, I'm gonna take this.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think
And then we just try to kill him on the crackback. If they have the second Murktide, we opt in response to the Murktide. They have the Spell Pierce, then we... Uh-oh. Well, they've got the Spell Pierce. If they have double blood, we're just dead. Alright, so Miss Lethal lost the game.
Hold yourself! No! This is important!
I will. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Mighty Stack.
Oh my goodness, we could have won that match.
That's okay, we got a game 3.
Yeah.
We're just giving the viewers all that they paid for. That's all that we're doing here.
We run this back.
Yeah, I think so. Being lighter on Counterspell feels a little awkward in this matchup. But I guess we brought in Flusterstorm and Mystical Dispute.
Most of the stuff we really want to counter gets tagged by Flusterstorm, and like Murktide gets tagged by Dispute. So
yeah, makes sense.
It's similar.
Yeah. Well, it's a great poker hand.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Send one of these.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Terran.
Now we got turn 1 Thought Seize protection. That's why I think every time I see Flusterstorm in my opener.
So I'm going to send this for Steam Vents here. We don't need to play anything. And we're not playing Blood Moon in this matchup. Though they could be, but their last game didn't make it look like that.
If they play Blood Moon matchup, I respect that.
This is less than great.
I mean, we could potentially steal a monkey, maybe. I hope. Probably
sure,
not.
it's just like we're going to have to fight through a bunch of counter magic, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, getting hit by monkey on turn 2 is pretty brutal.
Oh. At least they don't have anything to flash back.
What if they play it?
That's really good for us, right?
Yeah, because they have to have exactly Counterspell here. No, not Counterspell, Mystical Dispute. I think that we counter this to try and bait out the Flusterstorm or Mystical Dispute, and then we just steal Monkey.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Well, also, like, we're already at 16. They're playing a second 2-power
they have
creature.
6.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Pretty sure they have 6 there.
Yoink. Yeah, but just because they have 6 on their turn, they were like, they throw the Snapcaster and they're like, well, I don't care what happens to this. They might have cared what happened to the monkey. Obviously, they didn't, but it's still possible. Damn it.
Okay, but do you have the kill spell?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's very possible, but
Oh my goodness.
Aw. That's not
Second
nice.
verse, same as the first.
Yeah. Man, their
Except we
monkeys
might
have
draw
been
land.
fire here.
Quite literally, they've been
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. No land though.
Well, now we can Prismari Command plus
Have Flusterstorm
Flusterstorm
out?
next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have 7 cards in hand, but they're not able to create a lot of velocity yet.
Yo, they're just plain monkey.
It means they have 1-mana interaction, right? Or they also
Which means we can Flusterstorm it.
All right.
Which means we can be the monkey deck now, Zach.
Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, because that's how we make up some of the card advantage, right?
Well, hopefully. Hold on. Let's let this resolve first so they stack the top, right?
Yeah.
Because then we monkey them.
Oh my goodness. And then we get to play their good cards. That's brilliant. There's no way they're playing around this. If they are, like, kudos to them.
I pulled it down a little bit there for you, Chaos Theory. It's just hard with YouTube. It's all different volumes.
Yeah, now we steal the monkey with Flusterstorm back up. We get to play their good cards. Which, let's be real, it's probably just a land.
Yeah.
But this way we get to keep them off of mana? Ooh.
Yoink!
Love it.
Yeah, that's a really good draw. Who's the tempo deck now, nerd?
Welcome to the collective.
Who's the tempo deck now?
It's us. We're the tempo deck.
It's a polluted delta. They saw it coming. But denying them the land that they stacked is great. Like, if they now don't hit a land drop is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
Nah. We save our interaction for something that matters.
I know. It's just one of those things where it's like, once they start missing land drops, you're like, can I be greed? This one will counter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not flipped, though. We can shock
it's not? We can kill that with Prismari Command, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Okay.
Kill it,
Let's
make
see
it
if
treasure.
they were... No, they weren't doing any pro sequencing. And just make a treasure?
Dude, yeah. Here's the thing, right? If we killed them with burn spells, we would have been able to steal this monkey in game 3.
That's
so
true.
Who's the real?
That's true. Saw it coming isn't playable in Modern. Listen, M. I don't want to know about your opinions or your facts. I got a monkey. Oh, yeah!
Yeah, I'm a monkey!
What'd we get?
Give this monkey what she
knows! It's so good!
He don't miss!
Alright, I'm gonna keep this for a second Prismari, or if we find a Snapcaster.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get that loot value.
Well, you kind of want to have something, right? This is Murktide.
Yeah.
The only thing that takes this long to cast is a Dredge spell. Sorry, Delve spell. Bye, friend.
And we get to surveil. Oh, man.
So good.
You know, people are right. This deck is awesome. Blue-red tempo, it is a good deck. I see.
You know
that
what?
now.
You know what, Jacob? You know, I agree with you, but I'd only want to borrow it. I don't want to register this deck.
Yeah,
is there any way I could play this deck without playing this deck?
Gee, I don't know. If only there was some way to just steal the cards from our opponent. And
well,
then
the most
use
important
those
thing
stolen cards to steal more cards.
I think Ragavan's a lot more fair for blue. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, agreed.
That's just me. That's just my life. That's just me and my life.
That's how you balance it.
Monkey slides into the room like Kramer.
Okay, we gotta cast this Murktide here, right?
Show me the good stuff though. Show me their Murktide.
Show me their Murktide.
All right.
Fine.
Fine. I'm gonna leave one of these charms in here. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Oh.
This game's hilarious.
Hi, opponent. Yeah, they're out.
Hell yeah.
We won 3 games that match, just so we're all clear.
Mm-hmm. I'd say pretty decent matchup. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second. So I just want you to know that under the old conditions, when I had the sound on for Moto, by the end of this many matches, it would be like watching a horrible slideshow, and every input would have like a 3-second delay. Versus now, where it's running smooth as butter.
It'd be like playing the alpha version of the game I'm making.
Yeah, probably. Which, like, when you're
so
developing
bad.
a game, that's to be expected, right? It's like not optimized.
Oh yeah, for sure. Except I'm a writer and not a programmer, so when those
Sure.
bugs happened, I'm like, is this the end?
Yeah, and then you've got the programmers being like, no,
now?
this is just week 1 alpha, don't worry.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I went to the Discord and I explained my problems, and they're like, yeah, don't worry, do this, it'll be fine. I'm like, thank you. We won the
Winning die
roll.
rolls.
Right? With Blood Moon in our hand. Dude, we get to pretend to be rhinos
And
with
2
this hand.
odds. I love it. Let's go.
My
Lead on
friend
Scalding Tarn?
James. Yeah, for sure. My
How
friend
did I
James
fix Moto?
Jacob.
We muted the sound in client. I also muted it in my Windows mixer. I assume that didn't do anything, but I just zeroed everything in the volume settings. Someone told me that might fix it. That it recently had for streamer Fluffy Wolf, and it worked. So that's it. Because he was also having the same lag problems I was.
I guess maybe playing Island would have been better.
That
'cause
was
we're
my
more
initial
likely to
thought, but you've
draw
always
land.
kind of had me leading on Scalding Tarn.
I don't know. Maybe the extra land will come in the graveyard will come in handy, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's play Opt.
Well, and like the other thing is that gives us more option out. Do I want this? Not
I
so
won't
much
keep
with this
it. I
hand.
just stick for that land.
Yeah.
Mm,
Alright, well,
yeah.
do we? Oh no. Okay. If they fetch, I kind of want to upkeep Isom.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
think
depends on
that's
what
a
they
good
fetch
idea.
for. Let's see what it is. Triome? Let's see. Because they have no companion. Okay, so this is
Triome indeed.
either 4-color something, some mess, or blue-white control.
In both cases, Icing
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, stop Renning
'Cause-
6, stop Counterspell on the Blood Moon, just stop it all. Just cut
Pretty
it out.
sure it's blue-white control.
Land. Ugh.
I guess we got a main phase Opt here.
Yep.
If we
Please.
draw fetch lands,
Come on, baby. We don't have any interaction. I don't feel like
We're
bluffing.
gonna Teferi us. Yeah, we got a Thought Scour here.
Woof.
And we milled 2 lands. We're legends.
Thanks for the follow there, Samir Liam. There we go. Samir Liam. You're not the Liam that I know, are you? Like A. Lamau Liam? We have a Liam command based on my old coworker. He had a
don't
very,
do
very
anything.
deadpan voice, and he'd always say, "Hey, Lamau."
Nice.
Got him. All right. Well, now we're not
Okay.
jamming this Blood Moon because
Oh no, now we're
And-
pressuring them with Prismari commands.
yeah.
Because we kind of don't want to like draw more real cards. We just want to like get mana.
Mhm.
Like they're a blue-white control player, right? They're not going to counter Prismari command. They're gonna counter the card advantage spell, right?
One assumes.
So on their end step, just looting, making a treasure seems
Yep.
like a good play. Yeah, they know about Blood Moon.
Oh, they're making 1/1 shark. Sure. I think we can beat that.
I think we can. And the 6/6 ones we can steal. In theory.
Yeah. In the future. This is a very strange
consider it would
split
be
of land
easy, though.
choices. Clearly intentionally Mirage Island. Clearly intentionally the Sliver Commander deck. No, foil deck. The Sliver foil deck planes.
I kind of respect these basic choices because they seem like the kind of choices where
You'd
it's
want your
made
opponent to
purely
tilt.
based on I like this land.
Oh, okay. So draw 2, discard 2, and make a treasure.
Yeah. We're not worried about the shark.
No. You're gonna need a bigger command.
Can you imagine if they play Factor Fiction here and just like discard
Woof.
the hand size? Okay.
I think we're ditching Bolt Blood Moon.
Yeah, I think so too. Every other card's really good.
No, and more importantly, like, if we're not, like, I don't feel like Blood Moon's doing it this game, so that's fine.
I don't either. Do we need 3 mana for anything?
Well,
Let's
we need
think.
3 mana, but we don't need 4 or 5, right?
Do we need 5 mana at all?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we do. I think you're good to play Hall.
I mean, unless we're going to play Murktide with Charm back up, but that's playing into it.
I
pretty
wouldn't do
badly.
that. Now's not the time for Murktide. And this kind of like playing Hall of the Storm Giants kind of incentivizes them to play aggressively. Because
Right, they're
they
like, uh-oh.
don't have a lot of ways to deal with that.
Right. These blue-white decks, if they're metagamed against the other blue-white decks, they'll be playing 1 to 2 Field of Ruin, but that's, you know, it depends on how deep in the sort of, I don't know, like,
I mean, they are playing the
itself.
Sliver Plane, Zach.
That's true. So we got to
It
fight
could
on
be.
this.
Yeah, I think we do fight over it.
And then
This gets the
when this gets
Counterspell
countered,
out
we're going to
there.
go Snap Bolt on the Teferi on our turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't play Supreme Verdict next turn, I think.
That's fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
We're still hitting land drops for this, though.
Yeah. Eventually, we can just beat them down with Hall of the Storm Giants. Actually, hang on.
We can
Let's
go
think
Snap
about
Bolt
this.
plus Prismari Command. I don't like it, but we can do it.
Yeah, I like that. And then they tap out for like another Teferi, and we're just like, okay, bye-bye now when we hit them with Hall of the Storm Giants. Unless they leave the Shark behind to block.
They'll leave the Shark behind to block at that point, I'm fairly certain. But either way, you know, we got to get the Teferi off the board. The fact that Teferi didn't draw them a card means it's less damaging. I'm going to go Shock, make a treasure, right?
Yeah.
Just rebuy the treasure that we're spending.
Can't think of anything else that we'd rather do.
No. I mean, if they just have a second Teferi here, it's like not disastrous. We're basically right back where we were, except we'll have a Snapcaster Mage.
I'd love if they just spent this turn going Prismatic Ending on the Snapcaster Mage, and that's it.
Sure. But it seems unlikely. Hero of Dominaria.
Yeah, there he is, Big Tef.
So we'll see what they do with the Shark. Yeah, they didn't attack.
Yeah, they're smart. They know what they're doing.
As well they should. Alright, so... Well...
Double Murktide, hope they don't have Supreme Verdict.
I mean, that's a plan, but I mean, they still could have Counterspell here. We could beat the first one, but not the second one.
We don't have enough cards to play both of them, do we? No, we do.
We do. I'm just assuming the first one's going to have to fight through a Counterspell, which we have a Charm to beat, but...
Okay, I'm thinking I'm in the tank here.
Yeah.
We're going to have 7 mana available, right?
Yeah.
Which should be enough to play both Murktide Regents with Archmage's Charm.
We have 11 cards in the graveyard, so... Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. I think we gotta do that and hope they don't have Verdict.
Sure, I'm into it.
Because we're not winning this game otherwise.
Sure. Do we want to split the counters
think
in any
we-
particular way? The first one we
Yeah.
go light number of counters, and the second one we go heavy, right?
Yes.
Because then the
that's
first one gets...
exactly-
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Would have kept Moon as it taxes blue-white players. But if you look at the mana they've set up, I mean... Trying to resolve the Blood Moon wasn't going to be free. It's not like they were just going to let us have it, right? And then...
They would have used that opportunity to punish us if we tapped out to play
yeah,
Moon.
I mean, I don't think you're necessarily wrong, M. Papa, but the way they fetched so aggressively for basics early just makes me feel like that's just not All right, we'll get maybe a free attack on Teferi here. If they block with the shark, it means they don't have a shark to block these, which, assuming that they don't have the Verdict, we'll be in a good spot.
I feel like this means they have it, but I guess we just draw 2 if they do that.
I mean, we're probably dead anyway, right?
Yeah, but this way we get to draw cards.
It's true. And we got to hope for a little while.
Yeah,
that's Verdict. Yeah.
Balls.
And they also have show me the counterspell opponent. I'm ready to scoop.
Yeah, if they play the counterspell here, I think we just back it in.
Neither of these deal with Teferi, so I think we're just gonna.
Well, if we draw a land, we can kill Tef.
That's true. Oh, but they're going up to... Well, they're not going to be playing Path to Exile on their main deck, or at least not very likely, but...
Yeah. If they were playing Path, that would have dealt with it. Guess we play that with 2 counterspell backup.
Yep. The thing is, even if... They can still tuck it if they want to.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a losing fight, but I have hope.
No,
That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't even think that we would be forcing them to play only 1 spell per turn though, because they had it to Teferi that they would have been able to resolve, and then they get to plus play a spell, untap the lands. I don't know. I feel like I've played enough of these games where it's once they had 3 basics to play, it was okay, Blood Moon's not really going to be.
No, that's fair. You can concede. I would not hold.
No. I'm just responding to the comment about us ditching the Blood Moon earlier. It's
oh, okay.
Because we were already in a weak position because we started missing lands and we were having to spend all this time flailing around just trying to hit lands.
That's really where the game fell apart, was just missing that land drop. Again, yeah, I'd just pack it in.
Yeah, they're playing 3 or 4 of them now. Oh, it doesn't have to be stressful, Martinez. It's just a bad matchup. It's just ruthlessly bad. Their deck was built to beat Blue-Red Murktide, and we're less aggressive than that deck, so it's harder for us.
Mm-hmm.
I do like bringing in the last Blood Moon, though, I think.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we got ways to get rid of it, because we're absolutely keeping all these Prismari commands just so we can get up on mana. I think that Bolt really doesn't do a whole lot. They're bringing in more Chalice of the Voids anyway, probably. And if Tef resolves, we just lose anyway. So I like cutting those, bringing in the Flusterstorms, and going down on 1 Murktide Regent. Because...
Would you not rather cut one of the Fire Ices over Murktide? Murktide's a threat.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Fire Ice doesn't do much anyway.
This is mostly deals with small creatures is the primary draw of this card, and then in worst case scenario, it's just a pretty okay cantrip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe an early Blood Moon was going to be one of the ways that we went on the play here, and that's why I like Ice a bit more than Murktide. On the draw, probably...
flip it around. Yeah.
On the draw, probably 4 Murktides is wise.
I got you.
Yeah. They're absolutely keeping Verdict in their deck.
I mean, we could just cut 1 Opt, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah.
That's also totally reasonable.
I prefer Thought Scour over Opt, though, because controlling our draws is really important.
All right. Fair
and
enough.
We're not slamming Murktide down early anyway.
Right. All right.
When we have Consider, though, oh, man.
Prismari is worse than Ice IMO. We have Blood Moons though. We have extra Blood Moons to loot away, and I'm not saying I think Prismari Command has impressed me a lot every time I've seen Jacob play it. In this deck is what I mean.
If you can get up on lands, you win the counter wars, and if you win the counter wars, you win the match. Typically. Yeah,
it gives you a bump on early tempo, and that sometimes means you resolve something that they just can't deal with in a spot where they can't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
We do
the distinction is this.
The tricky thing about Blood Moon is now they have Prismatic Ending, which is really easy for them to get around Blood Moon with.
Point.
No, I'm just saying but you can counter it. It's just they can get out from under the Blood Moon much easier than they used to.
Yeah.
They have that, they have Teferi, and they have Teferi. All of those deal with Blood Moon. Teferi is the best control finisher in the game because it's just a good card that also happens to incidentally win games.
Mm-hmm. And the good news is, if we Blood Moon them and they go for Prismatic Ending, that's one less blue source they have open, which means we're more likely to counter it.
This is really light on business.
It's light on business, but they don't know that.
Sure, but I mean...
If we mulligan, that's like known information that we have less cards, so
got it.
It's more likely that they'll capitalize on that. Whereas if we keep a 7-lander and just loot away lands with Prismari Command, then we're set. We just have to play like we have Counterspell. They're not just, unless they're like watching us play or something, which is unlikely. They'll play as if we have Counterspell when we have 2 mana up. Like, that's just how they think.
So we go Flooded Strand for Island here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to draw more lands.
Yeah, I agree. All right. That's a non-basic.
Mm-hmm. Looking good, Mr. Krabs.
Are you feeling it, Jacob?
I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
You want to know what I'm feeling, do you?
I'm feeling like a total barnacle.
Oh, I forgot that was the line. You guys are nerds! I just remember the meltdown.
Lame. You're nerds. Geeks.
Always.
Conversely, we milk them.
And the ice we needed was in the yard.
That's bad.
Oh, there you are. Right on time, buddy.
So I
End
think
of turn,
we just...
Prismari Command, loot, and make a treasure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Get that advantage. Get these Garbo cards out of our hand.
Well, we'll try.
Mm-hmm. Or attempt to. I mean, if they counter this, then that gives us a pretty good opportunity to play Blood Moon.
Mm-hmm. They didn't fetch, so either they're worried about us doing something while they can't counterspell, or they were trying to draw lands, or they just don't have any business. But anyway, yeah, how's it going there, Grix? First turn Negator, has been carrying on the competitive Blue Moon-ish thing, but he's a great brewer of sort of these kind of decks.
His list was awesome. I played it a little bit yesterday. Negator, I'm sorry I didn't play it more. It's not because the deck was bad, it's because I was in a funk.
You were funky.
I'm funky in both ways.
You were James Brown up in that B. All right. You top 4 the challenge today, brother. That's sick.
Heck yeah. Good stuff.
Do we want to upkeep Ice the Raugan Triumph here?
I think that... Do we have an opt in the graveyard?
We have Thought Scour.
No, I'd rather just pressure them with Snapcaster Mage, because, like, Ice doesn't really do much.
Well, we can do, like, we have 5.
Yeah, but we'd have to use the treasure.
Yeah, sure. I got you.
How much do I want to use the treasure? We could Snapcaster Mage Ice on their end step.
Oh, there you go.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant play the ice in our hand.
I did. But that is not what I should have been thinking. It should have been snapping the ice in our graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but snap ice in the graveyard plus ice on our turn means we could take them off 3 mana counters, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. They could fight over this, and that could open up new lines for us.
We shall see. Come on, opponent. Fight me.
Do it now.
That's right. All right.
Oh, that's wise. That's such a good idea. Yeah, now we can't ice.
Well, we can.
I don't think we.
Yeah, that's just gonna put
we
us
could
down more
Prismari
cards.
Command, but we lose the treasure that way, and we only really get to loot away steam events.
It's just no good.
It's not worth it. We just accept this L and move on.
Yep.
If we draw a counterspell, that's great pressure.
Well, we could Blood Moon now.
We could Blood Moon now.
Which, again, they can turn around and beat it, potentially, but...
Ooh. Blood Moon's the play here. You know why?
Okay.
Because... Oh, wait, hang on. We should crack the treasure. That way we have triple blue for Archmage's Charm if it resolves.
But I have triple blue with Archmage's Charm if I don't crack the treasure.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm dumb.
Temporary mana spend lasty. Last spend temporary mana. First
For some
spend
reason I
permanent
thought,
mana.
oh no, that treasure can only make red mana. I don't know why I thought that.
That's all good. That would make them slightly more balanced.
Mm-hmm. I think that if they play Dovin's Veto here, I'm gonna cry a bit. Because then they get the white source for Tef as well. Unbelievable.
I mean...
Oh, that's like a one-of in their sideboard, right?
I'm not sure because it is good against Rhinos and Living End. Like Flusterstorm, it's a card that just goes, hey, your proactive card, not resolving.
I think we just cycle this ice now.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay. That's not nothing. That makes them have Supreme Verdict, and if they don't have Supreme Verdict,
or
we
a bunch of
Archmages.
counter magic.
They could have a bunch of counter magic in hand. Maybe we just keep playing the end step game and loot away this Sulfur Falls.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know.
This is definitely the test of my potential coaching abilities because this matchup's really complicated.
But I think this matchup is just very difficult. Someone in chat was saying like they have a really good record with it. I'm like, on Murktide? I don't feel like it. And then on Blue Moon? I don't know, man. I kind of want to just draw 2 in response to them drawing 2.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, I don't love it because we're sort of saying like we only have 3 mana open to play against whatever they try to do next turn, but I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
We can engage with the counter war here, and
we can. I just feel like there's a good chance we lose.
Yeah, I think so too.
And if it's a little tough, like Murktide doesn't solve it. All right. Well, they didn't have anything, so that's good.
We effectively get to draw 2 with the Prismari Command.
Yeah. Loot 2, make a treasure.
Do we do that now? I think we do that now,
wait.
yeah.
We don't have to do it now.
We don't have to? Yeah, let's hang on.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, patience rewarded.
So we'll do it end step, and then we flip into Murktide.
Yeah. Do they have any pressure?
I mean...
Yeah, I think that's worth 1 counterspell.
Yeah. So our 2 heads better than 1. Well, depends on which head you pick. Jacob's definitely pushing up the quality of my play, but if you were watching Jacob play, I would be pushing it down. So
I don't know. I'm not good at playing at sorcery speed, so I can use all the help I can get.
All right, so
yeah, we
just let their charm go.
Yeah, we probably just let the charm go. We could take this opportunity to loot, but that signals that we don't have anything, so I don't really like that.
Which we do, so if you were trying to feint, then that would be...
They're probably just drawing like a bunch of dead cards.
They
like
0
Supreme
threat,
Verdict.
only small and big Tef, play long game, we tempo much better. That's actually not true, though. They have 4x Shark Typhoon.
Yeah, the
threats.
Shark Typhoons are a real consideration.
So I think I want to try this now.
This. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming this just resolves.
Yeah.
But again, like, I don't think that... I mean, again, if someone says they have an undefeated record in the matchup, that's fine. But I don't feel like this is favored at all. Like, Little Teferi is so brutal. And... I don't know. They just got good answers for everything we have.
That card helps, though.
Yeah, this card definitely helps. Do I want to force some action out of them with the Murktide?
Nah. Playing that land forces all the action you need. Like, they're gonna... I guarantee, Zach, I'm almost 100% certain they are going to try to initiate something with you on their turn. Unless they play Shark Typhoon here.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, they could just spend it.
Oh my goodness. Can you sense the fear?
I mean, sure, but they also just might be cycling this for the card and the tempo.
Yeah, that could be it.
Like, if I were them, in a lot of cases I'd do that, especially if I was about to try to play something. Because that means I can't attack with a haul on their big tap, which, you know. SD77 with that prime resub. Thanks, friend. You guess you play this matchup so much and you know the ins and outs of your opponent. Was it all against the same person? Because that person might have a weaker blue-white game than this opponent does. All right.
Are they going to do another cryptic command?
No,
it's Shark Typhoon. I kind of like Thought Scour in here and trying to steal the shark. If we draw Archmage's Charm.
Works for me.
Okay, and we should do this before they draw their card. I know they don't run Force, but like...
actually, I've seen it.
Oh, really?
I've seen Force and Negation semi-recently.
Yeah,
out of
this
blue
is optimal.
Yeah. It's still fine, but like...
Now we're the beatdown. Dude, Charm's so sweet.
Kaya, don't you dare stop talking about the Green Eldrazi deck, alright? You found a new toy, and you should celebrate it as long as you like.
You have the right to be happy about it. That's my take. It's also really sweet and effective.
I
don't care. I don't care about that.
No, I know. I just like this matchup is just really tilting me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
ooh,
okay, well we can probably crack them for 7 this turn, right?
Yeah. Do we still have Counterspell mana?
Yeah.
If we do that, then yeah, I'm all for it.
We have the 2 treasures plus 6 plus the land.
Yeah, the heat is on.
Well, I mean, they could just cycle for a 1/1 shark to brick that play. So.
Yeah, they could do that.
Tried to make bears work.
This matchup is hard.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like they just like they're just better built for this because they don't have any of this namby-pamby damage nonsense. You know, they're just all exiles and card draw. It takes patience. Yeah, but their deck is better with patience than ours is. Like that's the whole deal. Is like you shouldn't win this game by trying to out-patience the blue-white player. They should crush you.
They were they gonna play a Shark Typhoon there?
It certainly looked like it.
I think they were gonna, which means we don't attack here because they have Shark Typhoon.
But so, and the other thing is, our deck is playing 4 copies of Prismari Command. We've boarded down to we didn't board down. We're playing the full 4 copies. We haven't drawn any Blood Moons, which is our version of Teferi 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap card that they kind of have to interact with.
Make a treasure loot?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm always paranoid about the modes on that card because they move around depending on what's in play.
Yeah, it's kind of tense. You have to take the time to read it.
That's a pretty good draw, but I mean, I think I'm going to ditch the Flusterstorm. Actually, I think I'm ditching both of these. These are both bad. It's too late.
Yeah, at least now we don't have to draw them.
Yeah, I mean, we get through them, but like... Well, I mean, I don't mind the backseating from chat. I'm just saying, when I went into this, I was like, I don't think this is a particularly good matchup, and it hasn't felt like it. It hasn't felt like I'm wrong.
It definitely feels worse than it used to.
Oh yeah, for sure. The new versions of these decks are real good.
But now we get 2.
Yeah, but again, we'll see if it matters.
No, I know it's not improving our situation.
Yeah, this is a matchup where you'd want to be able to board into 4 Shark Typhoons.
Yeah,
that would be
maybe Shark Typhoon isn't in the board.
All right, this is a big shark we can't deal with.
So we should probably just loot, try and find Archmage's Charm.
I guess. Nope.
Yikes. Okay.
We can ice and try to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, what are we discarding? Like,
I don't even know. There's no way Murktide.
I just don't. I'm kind of off it. Like, cause here's the even bigger problem. You want to Archmage's Charm the Shark, right? But they have Teferi and Prismatic Ending, and
And Teferi.
No, that's why I said Teferi and Teferi.
Yeah.
They've got both.
I know. I was trying to be humorous.
It's Teferi and Teferi. Then they've also got Teferi and Teferi.
Yeah.
It
feels that way sometimes. Just the millions upon millions of Teferis.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna do it. We're gonna run this playback, and then I'm probably gonna concede when they have the answer for it.
Well, don't you want him for 7?
This is the end of our turn.
Oh, I know. We can hit. Oh wait, this is
sure.
the end of. Yeah, this is the end of our turn. Yeah. But if they have the answer here.
Well, I mean, it depends on how expensive the answer is.
They have 6 cards in hand. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. We've been buried this whole time.
Yeah. Shark Typhoon's just a beating here.
Yeah, Verdict is potential.
Some sort of way to pressure them early that doesn't get dunked on by Verdict.
They probably boarded down on Verdicts.
Mm-hmm.
This is the matchup where you need red and 6. Now, they had it, but, you know. This is just, I don't know. That felt completely unwinnable end to end.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get under them, and you're not that good at it.
New plan, I say we drop and play Elementals
Verdict,
instead.
you swing with Hull next turn.
Experience.
The thing about swinging with Hull is even if we hit them for 7 once, we're not going to, then we're tapped down, and then whatever they've been holding on to, they're going to start jamming it. One assumes they found one of their Teferis by that point.
We can still 4-1 is the thing, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. We played some great Magic here, and, we just managed to find a difficult matchup that this particular deck list may need to address, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially if blue-white just becomes a bigger part of the meta.
Well,
I feel like we generate more mana than them.
In the early game, yes, but over time, they're going to do what they did that game and just draw more lands and play more lands.
Right, good point.
We can make treasures in the early game to get ahead of them, but we just didn't have the ability to do that.
Thing is, Prismatic deals with all the early game threats, and Verdict deals with the big chunky threats, so maybe Planeswalkers.
No, that's what I'm saying. You might want to board into, Shark Typhoons or Ral or something.
It is imperative that we crush the Freedom Fighters before the start of the rainy season.
Well, you could in that matchup.
And remember,
you're not going to Prismatic Ending it for 5.
For whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
So we got to ship this. I mean, we're on the draw, so we could Psycho Keep this with Thought Scour, but...
It is absolutely a Psycho Keep, though.
Right.
And we won't even be able to turn 2 Murktide anyway, unless they helped us with
There we go.
Yeah. That's what I like to see. I like getting rid of Opt here.
Yeah.
Because if we draw a second fetch land, we can play Murktide, worst case scenario.
Chandra's the deal breaker. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Yeah, that could be okay. Yeah, Borrower would be a really good card. Well, not really good, but good.
Yeah, Borrower would be decent. It gets rid of the sharks and is a threat.
Right. No, very minor changes in lists in control matchups that are slower and demand or don't demand resources of you early. This is fine. We just go there end step and then fetch shock, Thought Scour.
It's Blood Moon's not as good here, but
no,
we might be able to get under them.
We'll see.
Especially if they're playing Thought Scour on turn 2.
Well, if they flip the Channeler, it's going to be perfect flip.
Damn. Yeah, no kidding.
Yep. Whew. I mean, we've got the fire for this, but
Steam Vents, Thought Scour, hope we draw a fetch land.
That's what I'm thinking. I hate the Dragon Rage Channeler flipping on 2. It's so on 2 on the play. It's so brutal.
Fetch land, please.
Nope. I mean, Hall's not the worst thing in the world.
At least it's another land.
Yeah. Do you want to fire the Ragavan right now?
Yeah, because that incentivizes them to play another one, and if they don't have a land, then we might be able to just play a Murktide and kill this Dragon Rage Channeler because it's going to attack into us.
Mm-hmm. How many tempo lists can we run to? I know this is the. Were the first two rounds against blue red? No, we hit the black red. We hit black red Luris, then blue red, then control, then blue red. We've played against a lot of blue decks, like a lot.
Hey, we could potentially make this an 8/8. We could Thought Scour.
Yeah, and then just play a big dragon.
Yeah, I think we do that.
Yeah.
And this also means we get to play another big dragon next turn.
Yep. Are there any of these cards in particular we want to keep? I mean, we're probably not going to get to, but like...
Bolt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could have kept one more. I should have kept the charm. It's fine. I know what I should have kept. I made the mistake, but I should have kept a charm.
Well,
and
we do also have another charm.
That's what I was about to say. We did draw a charm off the Thought Scour.
We're at 9, so we just block Darcy no matter what.
Yeah,
right?
if they have an Unholy Heat, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, we just play another.
Yeah, another one.
Mm-hmm.
Dash Monkey. I'm gonna block the monkey here, right? So the monkey gives the mana advantage. The only the difference in damage is literally 1, and Unholy Heat still kills the dragon no matter what we block.
Yeah. Yeah, I think blocking the monkey's good.
Yeah.
They would need land 2 bolts.
To kill us right now, yes. But I'm assuming we're not going to die literally this turn. It's possible, but I don't think we can play around it at this point. Yeah, it's also like at this point, there's only so much we can afford to play around, right?
Yeah, and they're just going to Unholy Heat this dragon anyway.
Yep, which is fine.
At least this way they don't get more mana.
Yep. So we just steal this.
Would have been cool to draw land.
Yeah. I think we just grab this now, though.
Yeah, because second Unholy Heat is just the absolute business against us.
Well, and like the more important, yeah, exactly, because the dragon wasn't going to be big enough. They're gonna have double bolt. Okay.
Yikes.
I mean, they just had an ideal draw, right? They flipped the channeler on 2. They had monkey. They had a second monkey. They had the heat. They had double bolt. Like
lined up perfectly.
Yeah,
it's nothing to feel bad about. We kept your hand with Blood Moon in a matchup where Blood Moon wasn't relevant, which is one of the things that just happens with this deck.
Yep. I think it was Prismari's. No, Prismari's good here. It was some counter spells, right?
It was some counter spells. It was 1 Thought Scour, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. And 1 Murktide?
One Prismari Command, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Prismari Command doesn't kill Murktide or DRC once it's flipped.
It's still good, but...
It's good, but it's not great. Yeah, you don't need 4. All right, cool. Let's do it.
I'm feeling this, though. I think we can win the next.
Well, and like, you know, it's good to see, like, their best draw can still kick the ever-loving crap out of you. This deck feels threat light. You don't even know threat light. The old Blue Moon decks were threat light.
The old Blue Moon decks were like 2 Snapcaster Mages and... No,
1 Ral, 1 Jace.
2 Batter Skull.
Yeah. Psycho Keep with the Opt?
We do have 2 of our best counter spells. But no way to really deal with good threats if we don't draw the land.
Sure, let's ship it.
Yeah, I don't mind shipping it.
Oof.
Yikes.
I mean, Relic is really good with Lightning Bolt too, so like we can kind of deal with like so DRC is going to be professionally a 1/1, and we can bolt a Ragavan. I almost feel like this is better than the other hand.
This is better than going to 5, and if we lose to bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes you just get varianced out.
And that's just part of the game.
Oh, for sure.
There's been so many leagues I've played where it's like, this is a 3-2, but we could have 4-1 or even 5-0 if like we just hit that land drop on turn 2.
If things broke slightly differently. The 5-0 I got on Friday night was like half of it was the matchup lottery, and the other half was just the way the games played out. So you never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Feels like this deck should just never cut Murktide. I think cutting one in certain games is not wrong, because if you get, like, again, and I said this earlier, if you get flooded on Murktide, it's like, that's a very clear way that you sometimes just die. And I don't know. It just...
And you just always want to view things contextually, right? If you start developing mindsets of, like, never do this, never do that, you limit yourself to the potentially flexible choices that this deck thrives off of.
Right.
Like, you can't have never-ever mentalities and play Blue Moon.
Well, I think in Magic in general.
Yeah, very true.
I want to draw a land, so I'm not going to fetch. It's not much of a modifier to the odds, but
it could help.
It's there. I think I want to main phase this, because, like, really the only card I'm going to cast right now is Bolt.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
If they have a 1-mana piece of interaction they want to use here, that's fine. Yes, please.
Yo, rewarded. See, it's all about those micro decisions.
Well, and, like, the hard thing, and I said this before, but I think it was off stream, but even if it wasn't, the hard thing about Magic is, like, you never know if it actually worked out. You're like, well, I improved my odds by 0.2, like, by 2% before I made that decision. Did it matter? Well, I don't know. I improved my odds by 2%. Was it the right 2%?
It's for the variance gods to know and for us to never find out.
Right, but it's like, it's funny because when you think of, like, tabletop games that use dice, like Warhammer or Dungeons and Dragons, you can see what you rolled and the modifiers that you have, and you're like, wow, if I hadn't set up my skills in this way, I would have been the exact 5% off and not gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
We just pass back here, and then at the end of their turn, we're gonna snap opt.
Yep. I like that way better than Archmage's Charm, because if they want to interact with it, we get to keep the better spell in our hand, and I think Charm is just better here.
Zach, make Cryptic playable again. You know, sometimes it's just time for things to fade from this world, and I'm not
also,
saying...
you're just one man. Like...
Yeah. I love Cryptic Command very much. I wrote an entire article about how much I love Cryptic Command, but...
You would need a fucking committee of, like, the highest level Magic players in the world to make Cryptic Command playable again. One person's not going to do it.
I mean, again, you can play 1 to 2 Cryptic Commands in some decks in Modern right now. I do truly, factually believe that. I think you can do it. I think Blue Moon is one of those decks. Like, you would probably cut some of the interaction we play right now, but that Snap Regent Nonbo... I mean, the more important part is our opponent has not forced us to play any spells whatsoever, and I think they're going to eventually try to overload us here. But we just haven't been playing spells, so, like...
I really like drawing 2 here.
The more obvious Nonbo is this Relic that's sitting on the board right now.
Well, it's a non-bow if you don't have one in play. When you have one in play, it's a pump spell.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
I think I want that. I'm not going to fetch this right now. That's good. I think we pass it back here, and then end of turn we can go double draw Thought Scour. And...
make our Relic a fucking Eldritch oddity by exiling our library if it ever comes to that.
Well, and more importantly, I want to set up for a situation where I could play Regent with at least 1, but almost definitely 2 pieces of counter magic at this point. They have played literally nothing all game, and they must have a handful of DRCs and Murktides. That's the only thing I could possibly imagine. This is going to be... Oh, I thought it was going to be a Ragavan. We're going to let that go, right?
Yeah. If they fetch here, I'd probably tap Relic.
Well, I mean, they can respond to my Relic at end of turn by fetching if they want. Like, it's really...
Turn off the fun switch.
Last night was just awful. Just my connection just bottomed out. I think there was a huge tennis match going on, and all the internet in the building is now on one company, which it's really good internet. But if everyone in the building was watching this tennis match on like high def, then is this Charm? Oh, they're playing Murktide. Little baby Murktide. They don't have enough.
Tapping Relic might have been relevant, but oh, holy cow! We can just pop that. But should we? I don't think we should.
No, I think we just counter this.
Yeah, I think we just counter that.
And then if they counter the counter, then we pop it. And like, yeah, we have to rebuild our graveyard, but we'll go quick enough. We have 4. Yeah, they're going to counter the counter, but this is fine. This is going to be Flusterstorm, 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's fine. We'll just rebuild our graveyard reasonably fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, we should absolutely do this now. You're right.
Yeah.
That way the Archmage's Charm goes to the graveyard.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, we drew Snapcaster anyway, so we'll just flash back the Archmage's Charm later on.
This deck's so good.
I mean, I would say, like, I just love playing Control in general. It's funny, so at some point it came up fairly recently in the chat, and people were like, wait, you like playing Control? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what? But why? And I was like, well, one, I just generally like the puzzle. Every game's a puzzle. You don't have any definite win conditions a lot of the time, and I think that's fun. All right. I think I'd go Island Opt here, just to be a little bit mana efficient. Because we can Murktide this turn. And
and if we find just like Counterspell here, I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
We can snap that back.
Yeah.
It's Hall of the Storm Giants.
Well, yeah, but does Hall make us want to go slow for a turn?
Let's find out.
4, 5, 6. So Regent is 2. Then we have Dispute, Snap, Dispute. So we can Hall and Regent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they are playing something that we got a bolt, then their mana is going to be so low that we can probably play Dispute without having to tap Superior.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, hold on. Just 1 sec. So this is only a 6/6. Should I bolt first to make it 7?
Nah. I'm not
sure?
too worried. They're not going to get Delirium. And that bolt could really come in handy if they play like... Actually, go for it.
Alright. I'm going to think about it while you're gone.
Delirium if they're just holding on to Thought Scours, which might have been why they were stealing the Relic.
Right. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll just...
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Go. 6 is fine. You can bolt, snap, bolt to save it. But yeah, I guess they have to fill their graveyard and then cast the heat. All right, sure. All right, makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but we're gonna do it. So they have instant. Now they're about to have sorcery. They surveil 1. We can't stop the surveil 1, but I almost feel like Mystical Disputing the expressive iteration here.
I just had a thought while I was in the bathroom. How much damage? Like, Bolt deals 3 damage. They're at 11?
Yeah. Well, so what chat was saying is, yeah, we can bolt, snap, bolt to save the Murktide if they get the heat.
Good point. Yeah, that works too.
Currently, they're set up in a place where I think I'm letting this iteration resolve, but there is an argument for disputing it to tap down their mana. Because then we go
tap down their mana, they can't win, right?
I don't think so. Well, and then we still have Snap Dispute available, and then attack them for all this bolt face.
Snap Dispute can't counter Unholy Heat.
Correct.
Yeah, so I kind of like just letting this go.
Okay. No, I was just sort of like trying to figure out. And the thing is, so if they spend their last, so we don't know if this is gonna hit the delirium. If it does, that's gonna be tougher. If they don't immediately hit the delirium, that's much better for us. Okay, so they put it on top, which means it's something they want, but it didn't go directly to their graveyard, so that's something. Though they do have things like Mishra's Bauble, so bolt the DRC. I don't know. I guess we could, but like they're so low right now. Like saving all the points for their face is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And if we bolt the Dragon Rage Channeler and they have interaction for Snapcaster Mage, then we absolutely can't kill them next. No, we can because we have another Snapcaster Mage.
Right.
Hmm.
I fine. It's fine. We're going down this road for the moment. If you miss lethal again, I will cry.
Then react to it.
To be fair, the match we missed lethal, we won that match, and it was great. Because we stole the monkey in game 3, and then we became the tempo deck. So that was clearly calculated for entertainment.
Yeah, scripted actors.
It's just good content, people.
If we play perfectly, it's a snooze fest.
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? Go watch Gabriel Nassif? Ha!
We add the human element, right?
There you go.
That delicious flawedness which we all crave.
To be fair, this is the channel where I miss lethal. Like, that is a selling point of me. If you like to watch a streamer that constantly isn't looking to kill their opponent, welcome home.
Mm-hmm. It's why stories with like characters with flaws are universally loved. Like it's the same
They
concept.
didn't flip.
Wow, they didn't flip after all of that.
Well, you should see. There was an amazing game I played the other night on the Mardu deck, but I think the recording got lost. But it was unreal. They had 2 Dragon's Rage Channelers attacking, and I nuked their graveyard. And then I think they went. It was like Bolt, Lava Dart, Flashback, Lava Dart. So they had 6 Surveils. And they couldn't quite get it. They missed like 4 times in a row to get the last card.
That's insane.
They missed again. They're still on 3. Bobble fixes it.
Go!
But this is okay because what's likely to happen is they're going to sack the Bobble and they're going to go on Holy Heat. And then we have a bunch of different ways that we can solve that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry if I seem distracted, Zach. I just got a Discord message from my artist that we have lots of ways to slice this tomato, right?
I like bolt face, snap, bolt face.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Actually, we should
bolt channeler.
Yeah.
And then when we play snap, if they have a counter, we dispute the. Oh, but then we don't save the Murktide. We need the snap to resolve. We just do. So hopefully it does. Hopefully they don't have exactly Mystical Dispute. The funny thing is, if they have Flusterstorm, they can't beat this play.
Yeah. Murktide's such an interesting card.
Yeah, it really is. Don't you have a giant manland with ward? Oh shit, we do. They're so dead. Man, I'm really bad at this game.
The Storm Giants don't ever change.
Alright, going to game 3.
Going for the run back. I will say this about Blue Moon. The leagues are exhausting because the games are really decision intensive and take forever.
Well, so if you want to stick around for the next league, I'm going to run back. We can either play a different Blue Moon list of yours if you'd like. Or I played the Mardu Pox Saga list for the 5-0 on Friday or yesterday, but because the video got lost, I have to just do it again, which was fine because it was super fun.
I would love to, but I have to work at 10 in the morning.
Oh, that's fine.
So I have to go to bed like immediately after this.
That's okay. We're gonna keep this. Ship the Murktide.
Did we mold a 6?
This is a 6.
Yeah, I like that play.
The 7 had no lands, so it just.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're on the draw. We get to recoup the card. So.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they have another game where they don't play anything on turn 1. Please? Nope.
Rats.
Okay.
Ava 239, thanks for the follow. Well, we hit the red source. If only I had a lightning bolt.
I think we play Hall of the Storm Giants and try looking for a lightning bolt.
I mean, I don't think there's any.
I don't have that list on me, Mopa. Do you have that list? You probably have better access to that list than me because it's your list.
How loudly do I have to beg for you to play Dress Down Shadow in the near future? Not that loudly. I mean, the only reason I've not recorded it for my channel is there's just like so many other people playing it. Like, it's just not necessary. But I'll play it.
I did favorite it. You're right. I can do that.
Oh, on Stream Decker?
Yes. Hang on 1 second. I think I favorited it.
Get it, Halsey. We'll play it at some point.
Bookmarks. Blue Moon number 2.
They took Flooded Strand off our deck? Yes. Thanks,
There
Bonnet.
we go.
Sure. We'll do it next weekend then, Halsey. Serum Visions.
I got it for you, Mopa. All right. What'd they steal with Ragavan again?
It was a Flooded Strand.
Oh, okay, cool. Shouldn't we opt to try and find the bolt?
Yeah, probably. But I'm stupid.
Oh no! Wait, now we can't. Darn. I thought we could play Murktide. Well, they have 2 mana open anyway.
Yeah, I mean that was not really a.
We should not play Sulfur Falls because that isn't an island.
Yeah.
Don't make the same mistake I do.
So fetch, shock, steam vents, opt, or just accept we're gonna get hit again.
Trying to think. I like opting before the steam vents crack. That way, if we don't hit lightning bolt, we don't have to take an unnecessary amount of damage.
Sure.
Oh wait, yeah, that's good.
No.
So bottom that.
No.
Yeah, now we just on their end step crack.
Get it tapped.
Yeah. They're probably winning this one.
Yeah, I mean, it seems likely if they have the right support hand, but they might not. I mean, you never know. I mean, we got smushed in game 1. That was kind of the like them just beating us hard with the variance stick, and then this is like a quote unquote wow. Now we're down 2 bolts.
Oh my goodness!
And like we have a snap in hand to get it, but like they have 4 mana open.
Maybe they got nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Chaos Theory. I mean, it's great for me because it means it's like not just the me show.
Although to be fair, the me show is pretty entertaining.
I mean, it's fine. I'm just like it's just a nice change of pace. You know what I mean? So
Anything
people don't get
from
bored.
Midnight Hunt you're excited for yet? I like Consider Cat. I really like that card.
So, is there any way? Yeah, he's coming next week, Chaos Theory. I promise. Is there any way we can get something that they'll counter and then resolve Murktide? No. I think we just play Relic and pass.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I think Relic pass is probably.
I mean, the other option is wait till their end step, try to snap bolts, or like wait till combat, try to snap bolt, and then they tap down some amount of mana.
That's probably better. That's
Yeah,
probably
it
better.
is.
It forces them to tap mana on their turn at the very least.
Yeah.
Which might create an opportunity for us.
The freaking monkey has created so much extra mana, though.
I know.
It's really
rough.
This card is super obnoxious.
It's fine. Their hand is all unholy heats.
Right, exactly. It's only unholy heats and bolts. They don't play any counter magic. Only Flusterstorm and Mystical Disputes. Nope. Looks like Archmage's Charm. Otherwise, they wouldn't fetch. Yep.
Yeah. shucks.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those games.
Yeah, they played monkey on turn 1.
Ugh.
We had no way of dealing with it.
Yep.
Sad times.
Get Gilbert Godfrey to commentate your matches for you. And now there's a monkey on the other side of the board. Just...
I bet he'd be down for it.
Oh, obviously. The problem is I don't think he has any idea what...
voice actor, like, does stuff pro bono all the time. So.
Right. Well, as would I. If you ever know any other video game person who needs voice actor work, I have a portfolio now, thanks to... I don't actually have a portfolio, but I do have a body of work.
If we ever do a dub for Siren's Call, I will actually just hit you up for that.
Oh, sure. Is it Japanese?
No. It'd just be like voice acted lines.
Oh, because it's just text. So they fired us?
Did they fire us?
They must have lethal in hand, right?
Yeah, I guess. But now
so we go
play
Sulfur Falls,
Flusterstorm.
Murktide.
Yeah.
With Flusterstorm back up.
Hang on, this is momentous, Zach, but I got a really important message that I have to respond to. I'll be right back.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, go. Your life is important. Where's Jen and I? Tell Jacob not to let anyone dim his sparkle. Oh, we can still relic too. We can still pump it more. I missed pumping it to 8. It's not especially relevant. Although it might be. We'll see. Oh, we can pump it in response with the relic, just for 1. I mean, it won't matter. Like, 1's not going to matter here, but...
So what that was is one of my artists messaged me and was like, that scene I'm currently drawing, I got an idea for a sequel, but it's a little lewd, and I'm like, maybe put that one in your back pocket.
Opponent is rude. Oh, no, their boy is tiny.
Their boy is tiny, and ours is not.
No, he's swole. Alright, do I want to cycle this Relic EOT?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
It's just, like, we do need to find something. Even if it's just, like, a little bit more insulation.
Well, we drew another land.
Oh, good. That's what I...
Woohoo!
Yeah! We're so ready to draw Prismari Command now.
There. In case we wanted to crack in with Hall of the Storm Giants. Because Hall plus Murktide is lethal here.
Yeah, it's getting there.
But we can do that next
hold on. Okay, that was like, if they attacked, they played an extra spell for Flusterstorm pre-combat for no reason, which would have been nice. Well.
We have ways out of this. We have ways out of this.
I don't want to fetch it all right. Let's opt before we do anything else.
No, hold up. Big brain mode. Brain mode.
Okay.
All right. So we play Scalding Tarn, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they try doing shenanigans on their turn, we opt on their turn because most of our good stuff is instant speed interaction anyway. Like, we don't want to be playing at sorcery speed.
Fair.
And that's an extra spell for Flusterstorm.
Oh, true that.
Yeah, which could make all the difference.
No, it very easily could. Especially because it is very likely they're going to try to flip their channeler and then kill us.
Yeah.
Apparently entirely at sorcery speed because they didn't play anything end step. Wow. Okay. I'm up now. There's no way they enter. So, 1, 2... So, Flusterstorm is at least 4? So...
Yeah. That's really good.
Do I want to draw 2 with this? Or... None of these creatures are actually that good to steal right now, right?
Yeah, I think drawing 2 is a really good play.
I mean...
I can't believe we might get out of this.
It's looking pretty good.
Do you believe it?
I will believe it. I believe in miracle.
Oh my goodness, they're just bolting us? Sure.
We'll see. Well, the question is, do I counter the first bolt or the second bolt?
I'd counter the second bolt.
Yeah, I think so. Theoretically, we can go to 5.
Yeah. I think their hand's just 3 lightning bolts.
Well, 3 is a problem because they have triple red.
Yeah.
What is this?
But we can just counter one of the lightning bolts.
Blue.
Oh, no.
We can fluster the fluster.
We could, but we can win this. Theoretically, we just have to click perfectly.
Well, it's not that hard
That's
to do.
why I'm anxious.
No, I have no concern over correctly... Oh, no, but they have mana open, so it doesn't actually work. No, we just let this go.
Yeah, I think so.
No, they have enough mana open, it's just not going to matter.
Maybe they just bolted us there to activate Flusterstorm? Maybe? No, that doesn't make any sense.
No. What, does it? No, it doesn't. At all.
Yeah, because it cares about total spells cast.
Yeah. Well, no, and more to the point... Okay, there's something else coming. No? Okay.
This game's confusing.
Well,
that's neat. 4 and 5 are the same here, so we fetch to make Murktide cheaper, I think.
Yeah, but the problem is 3 is not the same.
Right.
Don't they have to pay for every copy?
Steam Vents taps,
yeah, actually, you're probably right, Chaos Theory. I think I screwed up. No, they would have had to pay for every copy. But anyway. Yeah. Okay. Save me, Murktide. Save me.
This is currently a 5/5, right?
Yeah, we only needed 1 copy to get through.
I think
Sorry, yeah, they only needed 1 copy to get through. That's no. So I think I was right. I think I was.
Don't
right.
we want to play Steam Vents tapped here so that we can potentially haul?
Yeah, I should have. Sorry, I was.
That's okay.
Yeah. And someone else commented that Jesus, there it is. All right,
well, we can fluster this.
Yeah. Someone was commenting that, I know I screwed up the Flusterstorm. I definitely could have gotten it to work. My intuition was correct. We could have done it, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, and it would have been better, but anyway. No, you guys are all right. Someone commented earlier on the fact that I'm able to pay attention to chat while having the guest on, and that's because I've managed to get chat on screen for me, which is super helpful, because now I don't have to cock my head around all the time, which I love. I love not having to do that. All right, probably dead here. Yes. I mean, we have a really good block, and then we die. But,
darn.
I mean, they have to show us the Xth bolt. Is it only third? It's not that unlikely.
They probably have the 3rd bolt.
Yeah,
There's no reason they would do that attack otherwise.
All right, we just got unlucky there. I mean, Blue-Red Murktide's a very good deck, and we took it to 3 games.
Mm-hmm. I think we did pretty well considering how much on the back foot we were there.
Yeah. This deck having 4 copies of Fire Ice, but no copies of other 1 mana removal is definitely not good in that particular matchup.
Mm-hmm. Like, Dead Gone might be a card worth considering. I know that's something First Turn Negator was playing, and it looked really good. Because that deals with both Murktide and basically all the stuff they could play on turn 1.
Right, yeah, that's a good split.
Yeah, I know the Rhino decks were running those for a little bit.
Flame Slash, someone suggests.
Flame Slash's sorcery speed and doesn't deal with Murktide. Stop playing it.
I mean, it's good in Hayashi Red, but that's an entirely different deck.
Yeah. I promise it's not good in this meta.
All right, on the draw in the dark, this is a fine
I almost think the ship don't...
Oh, what? We're playing for a burrito against a Kraken? Is this the turn 2 kill deck? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready to die. Opponent goes to 6. Okay. Yavimaya.
Wait,
I
is
don't.
this it?
What?
Is this the turn 1 kill deck? Or
Turn 2
turn
kill. I think it's turn 2, right?
Think it. Come, Lord Jacob.
I mean, I wasn't gonna read it, but
It's okay. You know, I've had a lot of people make fun of my name over the years, but that one's probably my favorite.
I'm gonna bottom Murktide.
Just looking for like counterspell here.
Like that?
Yo! Yeah, like that one.
Okay, let's just keep drawing like that, huh?
Mm-hmm. We should probably be fetching to thin our deck a little bit more, but
You're right. You're right.
I don't think it's going to come up too much, but it is something to consider.
We'll also fill in the graveyard for the Murktides in our hand.
What is this?
I mean, I'm gonna counter it, is what it is.
Yeah.
This looks closer to the old Gyruda decks that'd be like ramp on 2, ramp on 3, like play a 6-drop, play a 6-drop, play a 6-drop.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
I actually couldn't tell you, Tank, exactly what their deck list looks like. All I know is Da Vinci MTG, who is a very successful, competitively minded brewer, was posting on Twitter about, I finally cracked this turn 2 kill deck with a Gyruda, and I just didn't actually look all that close at what it does. I'm just being honest. Do we want Archmage's Charm to draw 2 or just opt?
I think opting safer because we might not
we might not
draw
get
another
the counter.
counterspell, and
Exactly.
I feel like we really need a counterspell in this matchup.
All right, opt for opt. Opt for opt. Nope. Take that one. Thank you. We could play Hall this turn. In fact, it's probably the best time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Gotta counter that thick Kraken, yo. I was so ready to see a Castle Garen break, although that won't cast a Gyruda. Okay, we could pop one of these though, right?
Yeah, and then we can play Murktide with counterspell backup next turn.
Oh yeah.
They would need Pact Indication. Oh man, this happens so much with this deck.
We're only on 22 lands, right?
Yeah. Now you know my pain.
Oh, I've known your pain for a long time. Streamer advantage is when you get to go like called shot off the top when you need it. Streamer disadvantage is constant flood.
Mm-hmm. But they don't know. We could have anything in our hand. We don't. Okay.
Well, that's annoying.
That's annoying. We just let that go.
Resolves. Oh yeah, I mean we can't not.
Yeah. Damn.
Flood is your life, not just on stream. Freak, are you from New York? I thought I knew where you were from, but you could be from New York State. I know they had some severe flooding.
Man, can you imagine if we draw a Blood Moon here, Zach?
I'm imagining it now, yes. Thank you. It feels nice. It's warm and
We're
fuzzy.
set up. We've drawn lands for multiple turns, so...
Woo!
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
That draw was so good, it made me Will Smith.
Good. Thank you for putting that song.
So,
Wow.
fun story. Okay, so do we want to snap Charm here, or do we just hold
Yeah,
it?
but we gotta fetch first because I don't trust our deck.
That's fine. That's fine. It was just, well, the thing is, if I do that though, I don't have it on for the next threat. Versus, we could just untap and play a Murktide. Just eat all lands and just have a 3/3.
Yeah, you're right. We could just play a 3/3. Never mind. Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
not great, right? But it's.
Holy cow!
You didn't trust the deck. Well, Jacob, the deck doesn't trust you. Is this the last fetchable land? I think it is. Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
This is not a rare occurrence for me.
That is a pretty wonderful new emote, Larynx. Larynx Punchworthy has the best emotes, although they're all from Admiral Baru. Is that the streamer's name? Untaidake, the Cloud Keeper. Pog. Have you seen this card? It is unreal.
Once before.
1-0 win.
Dropped?
1-0 win. Blue Moon, 2 powerful.
We take those. We take those.
So 3-2, we split with Blue Red Murktide in 2 matches, which we easily could have won. We easily could have lost both. So I mean, it's a pretty even matchup. And actually, to say that it's an even matchup is pretty good, right? Like that's one of the best decks in the meta. That's almost exactly this deck. So blue-white control felt really rough.
We need something for that.
So,
let's dump these surgicals.
That's literally what I was about to say. Is like someone mentioned Chandra. I like a one of Chandra Awakened Inferno at least.
Does that even win against them though? Like,
yeah, I think so. I think the only removal they have for it is Teferi 5 down tick.
Yeah, good point.
That's it. Like you can't prismatic. I guess they could attack it with sharks, right? But like, that's
And we're gonna draw it because we went through like half of our deck and then some.
In most games, yeah.
2 Brazen Borrowers, bounces sharks, good flash threat, also good against
I feel like
Murktide.
Brazen Borrower is something you could work into the main deck though. Like this is the point where you have to start working on your 75 rather than just the 60 and the 15. Like
I think so too.
Brazen Borrower is not a bad card against Rhinos. It's not great, but it's not bad against Rhinos. It's not bad against other Murktides. It's not bad against Hammer Time. It's not like it's
the perfect main deck card.
Yeah, it's a good split. And like I feel like we have some room to play with. Like I don't think we need 4 Prismari Command because like if we knew for sure that we were going to be running into a bunch of Hammer Time, that would be great, but it's not as popular right now as it was a little
We
bit
could
ago.
easily make 1 or 2 of those dead
remember,
and
right.
just improve our time match up
for whoever brings me the head
even though
of
it's already
Colonel
pretty even.
Right. I was assuming that wasn't going to work. The slashes work though, right? They do, yeah, because the slashes work. So
yeah, I like that card a lot.
So yes, this is shock for creatures only on one side, but this bounces. Oh, it's only creatures. That's okay. It's not insane, but it's fine. This is definitely like this is the right meta game to play cards like this, though. I'm just pulling out cards that we could consider tweaking your list with, and then I'm going to let you do that when you choose to. So yeah, Shark Typhoon is also a card you can play some sideboard.
Whatever we come up with.
Yeah. Shark Typhoon is something you could also sideboard. Ral is it Viceroy if you want to go up in sort of mid-rangey cards is something you could play, which I don't think it's that good, but it's fun. So, you know.
Ral used to be very good, but I don't know about Ral in this meta.
Well, the thing is, like,
rather just play a second Shark Typhoon.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm just saying, like, these are the kind of cards you want. Cards that the blue-white deck is going to have a harder time interacting with, right?
Mm-hmm. And these cards also aren't super bad in the grindy matchups.
No, yeah,
like,
if you run into, like, Jund Luris, like, Shark Typhoon's a fine card. Like, once you get to the mid-game.
Ragavan very well.
Yeah, exactly. Shark Typhoon is the blue mage's Ice Fang Codal for when you aren't a blue-green mage.
Mm-hmm. And I don't need to, play Snowlands, which is great because I love the art for basics and the snow basics.
Yeah. So pretty. Anyway, yeah.
You want to know what my favorite island is, Zach? You'll lose all respect for me.
No, it's okay.
It's Cup Island.
Oh, Cup Island's great.
Island. I fucking love Cup Island, man.
Cup Island's a classic for a reason. What do you think about Commandeer in this list? It's cute and fun. Commandeer would be cute and fun, but I don't know if it would be good. It would be a good card against blue-white control, though.
Yeah, steal their Teferi.
Yeah, it's pretty big. what was the other matchup we lost? We lost to Control.
Murktide.
Oh, we lost to the Murktide. That was it. So we beat Black Red Lurrus, which is a pretty tough matchup, but we just Blood Mooned him out in game 3. And you know, if the blue-white players' draws hadn't been so perfect, we could have Blood Mooned them out in multiple spots, but unfortunately, like, just didn't come together that way. So yeah, Blue Moon is definitely a playable deck right now, but you got to play Murktide Regent. Don't try not playing Murktide Regent because this card is just way too good, way too efficient. It's like you said it before. It's the best threat that Blue Moon has ever had, right?
I have played Dress Down Thing in the Ice. I've played Fury and like a Chalice of the Void style deck. It's Murktide Regent.
Young Peasy.
You guys gotta play Murktide Regent.
Yeah, Young Peasy you did recently.
I did Young Pyromancer and tapped out too much and ended up dying a lot off stream. So
right. No, I mean these are all fun options, but Murktide Regent is the go-to.
If you want to try and make the most competitive Blue Moon deck you can, it starts with Murktide Regent and Snapcaster Mage, probably.
Mm-hmm. And, like, you have a lot of options should the metagame shift in certain directions. So, like, Kozilek's Return could easily become Anger of the Gods if something like Dredge ever came back.
I really hope it never does, because I'd rather get my Wisdom Teeth pulled again than play against Dredge a single time.
I saw someone playing Dredge in Paper today. The Paper meta today was wild.
Oh,
it was great.
Well, in Paper, like, it's lovely.
Well,
right?
It also
because
makes sense.
The Dredge people play in Paper is fascinating,
right.
But online you just feel like you're in jail until they kill you with Creeping Chill.
Mm-hmm. And to Halsey's point, how do you feel that the Breach Emrakul list is positioned right now as a general archetype?
Breach, even though it got a bunch of really, really cool cards, still has a lot of the same problems it's always had, where scoops to hand disruption and mixed with pressure, and the Black-Red Lurrus deck is everywhere because Spike's the trophy leader, and also because that deck's very good. So I don't think it's well positioned, and even if that deck wasn't a thing, like, you're gonna lose to yourself so much. It's better just to play the 2-drop 8/8.
That's okay, Halsey, because I think the question was worth asking. So that's the biggest thing in my mind, is that Murktide Regent is essentially Through the Breach and Emrakul on one card for 2 mana. Like,
yep. I think if Twin was unbanned, this would still be the better option.
And then, to some of the other points, Blue-Red Murktide has an excellent matchup against you if you play Through the Breach. And as you mentioned before, one of the decks in general that Blue-Red Murktide or Blue-Red Breach had problems against were like these super heavy attrition decks where they're like Thoughtseize, Liliana, and you're like, I'm never going to get enough resources to cast Through the Breach.
The only way you win those games is by ripping the other half of the combo off the top the turn before you die, which can happen, but even if that happens, it shouldn't cloud your judgment.
Right. So, if you've enjoyed this video and you are in the future watching this replay on the YouTubes, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos, and make sure you check out Jacob Cumiskey, Cumiskey, on both Twitch and YouTube. You can find him by Googling Jacob Cumiskey, and you may also eventually find links to his upcoming video game release. Not yet, but someday soon.
Slated for January if everything goes right.
Nice.